Hello there. I am back. Fuck it, I won't touch the mic. It's always making those horrible sounds and I can't stop myself from touching it. I am back and hopefully so are you. I had to grab some coffee for myself before the stream. Man, my camera is a little bit it's a little bit dim, but I don't want to set it to this brightness because this is, holy fuck, this is bright. Jesus, I look like I'm some kind of fucking Jesus Christ coming straight, like streaming straight from heaven. Nah, I think I'm sticking with 5. And it's not even like that bright outside. When the sun gets really bright, if it gets bright today, like that shit would go nuclear. So I think I'm gonna stick with with this. This is fine. Hey Stas, good to see you, man. And yeah, let me actually turn off some things running in the background. The mic is okay. The mic is also in the correct position this time. The green screen looks good. Ah, fuck it. We good. We Gucci. I haven't done this in a week, so you know, just making sure everything is okay. It's funny because yeah, like I said, I haven't done this in like a minute, right? And I'm making sure like everything is set up correctly. And I will like stream 4 or 5 next days and I will like stop paying attention to all of the settings. It's so weird. Like when you come back to something, from like after a while, you are way more focused on getting that thing correctly. And if you are doing it day to day, you are on autopilot. You don't care about details. Yeah, we had a great time. You know, a lot of catching up. Because like yeah, like I moved out of Poland. I haven't. Like I see my friend like once or twice a year, depending on the occasion. So we just did a lot of catching up, drank some delicious Polish vodka together, and went like to a swimming pool, shown him around, and I bought myself this fucking nice Hunter x Hunter cap. I love Hunter x Hunter. There's this local store that sells a bunch of weeb shit in my town. And I think they are going out of business because they had like a 30% sale on literally everything in the store. And this cap was like 10 euros. It's discounted to 7. And it's a huge mug with nice art. And I decided I need to buy it before somebody else snags it. Wanted some Pokemon merch, but yeah, that's the other reason why I think they are going out of business, because like there was a lot of stuff missing and you could immediately see what's the most popular. The Pokemon shit was all gone immediately, and since they are not restocking it, I'm assuming like I said, they're just gonna sell out and move on. So like Pokemon stuff was gone. A lot of there was some Harry Potter merch that was gone too. My friend wanted something from Friends, the show. There were like a couple of figurines and specific characters were gone fucking immediately. Same for Stranger Things. Like fan favorite characters got grabbed immediately, and all you had left are like the lesser light figurines of like lesser liked characters. That is so funny. Oh yeah, I also burned my finger. I have a really fucking nasty burn, like right here. So that's why I have a bandage, and I can't really I can't really fully grab the cup, for example. So that's nice. Today on the agenda is I'm gonna start off with a video by the Russian Badger robbing $124 from a free-to-play game. I picked this just because it's kind of recent, and Russian Badger is not that popular on the channel here. Like my reactions to his stuff are not that popular, so I just picked this to like warm up and wait for people to come into the stream. Then you picked my interest by talking about that hired gun game. I think this is it, right? And I was looking for a Bricky review actually, because Bricky is the Warhammer guy, and surprisingly he doesn't have a review of Hired Gun, but I think he mentioned it in one of his videos, which is weird. But Mandalore popped up, so I slapped that there. I wanna see what the game is. Then we have Shoot Us Blood and Teeth review by Bricky. I saw this game actually. I was looking for something to play in co-op locally, and I saw like I saw a Warhammer 40k game pop up, and I was like, "What the fuck? A local co-op Warhammer 40k game? What is that?" And it's like I think it's like a side-scroller shooter thing. So I decided to give it a go. I really wanna see like all of the different Warhammer 40k games, just to have an idea how they look. And then I picked some random thing from Ross's Game Dungeon because I love his content. And this I'm probably gonna do today. All of those. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do anything out of the bottom. Nexpo is a creator I like watched in my own time, and I saw he uploaded a video, so I added it to watch later, and then today I realized, oh yeah, my watch later is kinda like for my channel as a waiting queue, and I was like, I will actually keep it around here for now and maybe react to it, see if people like reactions to Nexpo. Another like kind of recent Mandalore review that I haven't seen, just slapped it on there first. Then I added Hired Gun, so I swapped the order, and at the bottom is that thing I watched every Final Destination to figure out Dev's design that I'm not sure I will ever get to, but maybe one day. So yeah, that's what's going on today. How did you manage to do that in regards to my burnt finger? I was actually making coffee, and I decided to heat up some milk in a cup. I just, pour the milk into a cup, put it into a microwave to heat it up, because I have this like thing that I this little thing that pumps like air into milk, so it becomes this like really nice foam. It goes great with coffee. If you ever like had a cappuccino in like a cafe, that foamy like milky stuff at the top is basically like that, but they usually have like steamed milk, I think, there, so it's not quite the same, but it goes really fucking nice with coffee. And to do that, I need a warm milk, so I put that cup in there. I go to grab it, and like I pick it up. I'm like, oh fuck! I burned my finger. I guess the cup is a little bit hot, because like I took it out of the microwave right away, right? And the cup fell to the ground and fucking shattered. Good riddance. And I look at my finger, and I had like some white weird stuff. It looked like wax. And I was like, oh, maybe something melted on the cup. I don't know. I'm not feeling pain right now, so I don't think like I'm that badly burned. And I put it in under running water, cold running water. I waited for a second, and I noticed, that white stuff is my skin. It literally melted off the second I touched the cup, because the cup I decided to use was gifted to us, and I never microwaved it before, and I didn't realize it was a normal ceramic cup, but the handle is like covered in this gold stuff. I'm assuming it's some kind of metallic paint or something that shouldn't be microwaved. And it got I literally put it in there for 1 minute, and it got super heated so much that it instantly fucking like melted my skin off. And I never even knew you can have something like that on a cup. I think like if it was a normal metal cup, I wouldn't have as bad of a burn. Like holy fuck! At least it burned so much that I didn't like feel pain, because the skin part that feels pain like got instantly fucking wiped out. So, but it's healing nicely. I don't think that this will be a scar or anything like that. So, and I was so lucky that I grabbed it with my fucking left hand, because I had I had a phone in the right hand, and I was just scrolling through like either your comments on the, either your guys' comments on the channel or Twitter or something, and I wasn't like paying attention, and I grabbed it with one finger and not the whole hand, and my left hand, so I got off really fucking lucky. If I grabbed it with my right arm and I put like all of my fingers there, it could have been so much worse. I decided to quit living and reinstall Skyrim with mods. Holy fuck. So I'm assuming you're doing like a fresh playthrough, right? Man, Skyrim is massive. You can literally like play it as long as you want, pretty much. I never finished those two DLCs for Skyrim. The one with like vampires and werewolves, and the other one where you go back to one of the previous regions, I think. Where like the final boss is a Dragonborn or something. I should probably at some point go back to do that, but holy shit, it's yeah, like playing that game from the start that's so many hours to go through it. But yeah, I had the same thing with Fallout New Vegas. Like I beaten it a couple of times, but I never did all of the quests. And one day I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I will literally go through New Vegas up to a certain point, and I will boot up and I will do all of the quests that I can find, and then I will additionally like boot up Wikipedia to or like the fun powered Wikipedia to look up all of the quests in the game, even ones I did not know existed, and do all of them. And surprisingly, there aren't that many side quests in Fallout New Vegas. But some of them are so fucking weird. There's one where you take pictures of stuff, and most people, I don't think, like realize there's a camera in the game. Just going through Oblivion right now, and I dislike it so much. And then I remembered Skyrim, and I've been going through Withdrawal for 2 days now. It's Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, right? I always mess them up. I never played Oblivion, the fourth one. I just played Morrowind and Skyrim. Uh, Morrowind is goddamn. Morrowind aged a bit, but the setting is so cool. It feels like you're on a completely alien fucking planet. Skyrim is more like a standard Norse mythology thing. And Oblivion, I think, also is like less fantasy and more like, standard like human castles, human settlements, whatever. But I think probably Oblivion combat at least aged a little bit better. The only good thing about Morrowind is that you can cheese the system so much that you can fucking one-shot anything in the game if you drink enough potions, so you don't have to engage with the combat that, yeah, like I said, uh, really aged. But the storytelling and atmosphere doesn't really age in the same sense as combat mechanics, so that shit will be timeless for me. And Skyrim atmosphere is nice, like the snowy mountains. The dungeons not so much. I really like the dwarven dungeons, uh, but you never get that experience. Like the first time you step into dwarven ruins in Skyrim is so fucking magical, man. Because you are like in this like almost old Norse setting, and you're stepping into this advanced steampunk cave with like mechanical spiders. It's a really really cool moment that then gets retroactively ruined a little bit because all of the dwarven ruins in Skyrim are copy pasted, so they feel literally the same. But it's still like there are a lot of cool moments like that. Skyrim also had like beautiful, like the major cities. There weren't a lot of like cities in Skyrim, but like the major ones at least. But they were really detailed and really fucking cool. Like just going around uncovering mysteries and like picking up cool side quests that lead you uh, down to like the sub factions of that city. Was really cool. And obviously like just climbing the mountains and the music. Oh my god. The same dungeons in Oblivion are much worse. Oh fuck, really? Shit. Really gotta add Morrowind. I probably couldn't go through like the two first Elder Scroll games, Arena and Daggerfall, was it? Those are so old, but I I really am considering replaying through the whole series now that it's so much, because it's been like fucking 10 years since I last played Skyrim. And I really wanna see if that series like actually held up over the years. Got added to my, at least do the like main quest, because doing the main quest in those games usually doesn't take that long. Maybe stick around for some extras. Maybe I should try Arena and Daggerfall and see like how long can I last, because I really dislike those old first person RPGs. They were just weird. Like the Might and Magic franchise, and yeah, those old Elder Scrolls games. Okay, whoa, fuck. My cup almost fell over, man. Okay, that's enough yapping. Let's get into the first video of the day.
This video contains
robbing $124 from a free-to-play game by Russian Badger. And this includes paid promotion. So this is okay. So he got sponsored by some game to promote it. I wonder what it is. Is it like, is it World of Tanks? A lot of people have been sponsored by like World of Tanks and War Thunder lately, so that may be it. Who cares about main quest in Skyrim, lol? That's true. There is that one really cool moment where you go underground into that beautiful, beautiful underground like location, but that's about it. Alduin is such a shitty like fucking last boss. Oh my god. So yeah, I guess you are right. Like, if I played Skyrim and I just did the main quest, I would miss the whole point of the game, because the side quests are so much more interesting most of the time. So yeah, let's check out this Russian Badger video and see how he's doing in the year of our Lord 2024.
This video contains extremely loud noises, so if you're not a fan of landmines or rap songs from 2004, you should definitely leave right
Loud noises in a Russian Badger video. Crazy.
now. This boat game wanted to sponsor a video and give me a custom skin, so I made the USS Lobster Fest.
Okay, so it's not World of Tanks, it's not War Thunder, it's World of Warships, the fucking boat one. Okay.
Into a real thing. Just kidding. That's a lie. I tried to make it into a real thing, and it turns out that would be illegal. Like, very illegal. Much like all Americans, I've read the Red Lobster Terms of Service, effective September 2020, and if you remember Section 182, it clearly states, Lobsterfest, Cheddar Bay biscuits, endless shrimp, and seafood differently are all trademark terms of Red Lobster, which itself...
Seafood differently. That's quite a good one. Damn.
is also a trademarked term, which leads me to my main point. I cannot legally call my custom skin in World of Warships the USS Lobsterfest. I don't want smoke with any company that employs lawyers that are willing to trademark the term Cheddar Bay biscuits. Count me out of that one, dog. Exposing myself to that kind of biscuit, clam chowder-based litigation would be a nightmare.
I'm about to ruin your career.
So to avoid a lawsuit, I went with my backup name, the USS Lobsterminator.
No enemy here, just a fuck ton of giant lobsters treading on the water.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I could have done better. I definitely could have done better.
USS Crawdaddy.
The USS Harder Crawdaddy.
I wanted the devs to make the blue paint of my ship automatically match the tone of the water like a chameleon.
The Predator camo.
Flavored Predator.
But apparently adaptive lobster camouflage would have broken the fundamental balance of the game, so I guess I'm the asshole, and the answer's no.
Badger wanted adaptive lobster camouflage.
Adaptive lobster flage.
That wasn't enough. They also gave me my own custom flag and made me a commander, so I'm now an in-game character that can scream at you. That burning sensation you feel is a fire. I personally wrote and voiced over 200 custom voice lines, which they approved every single one of, so shout out.
Let's see. Strategic target, which means kill that guy. All guns, that guy. Let's see a rainstorm of shells on that target. Let's turn this target to the past tense. No doubt that was capital fun. Victory just as the founding fathers intended. You are just positively based. Y'all got any more of that intelligence data? Okay, those are some good lines. Those are some
warships
good
for giving me this
lines.
kind of freedom. Victory, just as the founding fathers intended. What's even better is that my custom skin, flag, and commander are all available to you guys right now. So if you want me to yell at you, man.
This is how you do a fucking paid promotions, like both on the side of budget, because that's just his content and his content is quality, but more so on like World of Warships actually doing like fucking legwork to get people into the game.
Man, that shoreline looks awfully unbombarded. Then use code Badger at the link below. And the flag may be free, but the other two you've got to earn. As a new player, you got to play 15 battles to unlock me as a commander and 30 battles for the Lobsterminator skin on the absolutely based Tier 6 USS New Mexico. Based on what? I'll even throw in 7 days premium time, a port slot, 1.5 million credits, and 250 doubloons. All of those numbers will make sense eventually. I didn't forget about you existing players either, because you can unlock all 3 items as part of the in-game battle pass. Now that you're up to speed on the lobster situation, I can summarize the entire rest of this video with one word. You see, my skin is on that Tier 6 battleship I mentioned midway through the tech tree called the New Mexico. An entire ship filled with men fueled by fried chicken and meth sounded like a good idea for a joke, but I don't think y'all MFs are laughing, so whatever. Now the devs gave me what's called a press account on an experimental beta version of the game, which has everything unlocked, a trillion gazillion dollars in credits, the whole
Yes, literally worth probably more than the sponsorship they did, which I'm assuming is a pretty penny, but still, like, it takes such an insane amount of time and resources to unlock literally everything in those games that it's fucking insane.
whole game is basically yours. But those servers were almost entirely filled with bots, and having no progression just killed the excitement.
Me dapping up another bot when I have 21 skill commander points, a press account, 86 billion gold, and the world's best ship.
Hey, big dog.
So I started a brand new account to unlock the New Mexico from scratch and grind out every item and upgrade I possibly could. One, so I can see how much valuable loot I could rob from a free-to-play game by spending no money like an evil rat. And two, so I can understand every major mechanic of the game by starting from zero. I may not be a smart man, I may not love to read, but I love learning how things work.
His ass is not reading.
His ass is not reading. His ass is not reading.
I hope you're excited for 40 minutes of yapping about boats, so grind on 3. 1, 2, 3. First thing was using my own referral code for a head start with 2 free ships, 2.5 million credits, 200 doubloons, which were like real money by the way, and 7 days of premium time, which enhances all of the earning you do.
Just another casual 400,000 credits.
In my brain, I split the game between macro, which is stuff like tech tree, credits, unlocks, everything you do in port, and micro, which is the gameplay itself featuring all that boat-on-boat action.
That's not necessarily Like, the terminology is right, but I think, like, macro also includes, obviously, like, knowledge of the map and knowledge of this, the development tree also, but in a sense that, like, you can tell which boats, I guess, the enemies are using. It would take forever to unlock for free. Literally forever. I don't think you can. I don't think you can even like unlock everything for free. Some of I know in World of Tanks, some of tanks are premium currency only, but I'm not sure if you can earn the premium currency. I never really did much time in either of those games. But yeah, those games are built to keep you grinding that fucking tech tree. And like, one of my brothers was really into World of Tanks. I'm pretty sure I brought that up in the in one of Seth Sintach's video. But like, one of my brothers was really into World of Tanks, and he played on a pretty like decent level. And he, like, after work, put in the hours to grind. Like, he wasn't even fucking close to having anything maxed out. It was... It looked like insanity to me, like, looking at him from the side.
Oh no, you're about to get hit with the Doofenshmirtz over here, dog. Oh no.
On macro, I wanted to be the filthiest rat possible, stacking every coupon, every crate, every credit, every doubloon. I want to take number go up to a whole new level. Pretend your homies are ordering pizza and I'm that one broke MF in the corner that isn't paying for shit that shouts across the room, "Hey yo, get wings!" That is me on macro. A perfect example is daily login rewards, which is free shit you get just for logging into the game. I was on that day after day.
Just got another 24 hours of premium time just for logging in. Count me in, Bubba.
On micro, I was doing the opposite because Warships now has multiple ways to play like a rat with aircraft carriers and submarines, and I was having none of that. I may sound like an asshole for saying this, but I play Warships to play warships, not drift around as a floating airport, and not to run a dolphin class designed for cowards.
Playing against these dudes is like showing me a picture of the Pacific Ocean, point out every square with a submarine. Fuck you.
I immediately started stacking credits by speedrunning the baby-ass tutorial missions that are as simple as playing a game, winning a game, and equipping a skin. I'm not kidding you. The St. Louis I got from the referral code was perfect for this, because cruisers have such a high rate of fire, it's like they're designed to steal kills for maximum XP gain.
Are you gonna let me take your kill, big guy? All right, check this out. I am such a fucking rat. I'm such a rat,
you bastard. Playing with a different ship every time kicked my XP gain even higher, because each win with a unique ship in a 24-hour period boosted my progression by 50 and in some cases 200%. I don't know how many of you are math majors, but 200% is triple the XP, which I took as an opportunity to relearn every ship type, and destroyers were up first. These guys are the scouts of warships. They are super small, super fast, and super deadly, because bombs may make a big boom, but you sink ships with torpedoes.
Aw, you fucking rat! You rat!
Oh, no.
Way! It may be high risk, high reward, but the satisfaction of torpedoes hitting a target when you fire them 30 seconds earlier cannot be topped.
All right, let's just take a shot in the dark. Why not? If those keep going, those should hit them. Come on, baby! You can't outrun me. I'm the gingerbread man. Come on! Oh my god, that damage! Holy!
It's always impressive, like, looking at those games, like the mechanics they have. I'm not sure if it's War Thunder or World of Tanks, but they have that whole like crew inside the tank model, and like how the shrapnel bounces fucking around to count the damage inside the fucking tank. And like, yeah, like in here, like those different types of missiles, torpedoes, bombardment options, fucking playing as a plane carrier or a submarine. It's always insane how dedicated to like making this experience as detailed as possible they are. I mean, those games are infamous for actually leaking military documents on their forums just to prove a point, so just doesn't need further explanation.
shit.
Just remember that destroyers exist to destroy. There's a reason they don't call them survivors.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I'm just gonna dodge.
Jover.
Yo, it's so Jover. It's so Jover. Come on, baby. Fuck yeah. Oh my god, the hits. All right, I'm on fire. I'm about to die. Yeah, there's no saving me, but it's totally worth it. That is so worth it.
Battleships are the opposite, being super big, super slow, and super tanky, like the Yamato, which is over 70,000 tons and nearly 900 feet long. Of course, you can't weigh it or measure it anymore because it's at the bottom of the East China Sea, but whatever. In case you can't comprehend that scale in your brain, it's about half the size of a 2023 Cadillac Escalade, and probably half as deadly too.
You get hit by a 2023 Cadillac Escalade, that's a closed casket. They are not opening that shit up for anybody.
Did you have your legs up on the dash? Real quick. Go to a new dimension.
Everything about them may be big and slow, but their range and firepower can be devastating.
You gotta get
oh my god, from downtown?
Cruisers are a middle ground in between those two extremes that I only use to spam high explosive shells and set everything on fire. You're not built to kill a battleship, but you are built to annoy the shit out of a battleship and pull his attention away from your teammates, like a distracting pyromaniac.
The ship is on fire!
Submarines and carriers are for cowards, and every single one of them belongs off my screen at the bottom of the ocean.
This is gonna be so much damage, dude. That's a bullseye. Come on. Split in fucking two. That's 31,500. Fuck you. And I dodged your torps. You're still a piece of shit. I hate you.
Streaming this crusade on Twitch was a mixed blessing because on one hand, everything is more fun when you guys are around.
Rock fell on my dino nuggie. The meteor wiped out the dinosaurs twice. This is why I need to stream while I'm recording. World of Warships was like, do you really need to stream this? I'm like, fucking yes.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it led to you guys Q-sniping me repeatedly, and my team never stood a chance.
Oh, you're approaching me, and he's on the other team. Oh,
He has literally been stalling.
The upside to having viewers that can slap your shit is those same viewers can turbocharge your progress, and they put me on the fast track. I received so much useful advice in such a threatening manner, I can only describe it as aggressive kindness.
Damn, Master Plow just DM'd me in-game. I opened World of Warships just to tell you to take turret traverse, you slungoid.
Did bro just hit you with a nautical slur? What was
He
that?
did. He absolutely did.
He hit me with the non-Euclidean slur.
Captain, shivers timbers.
Citadel shots had to be the best piece of advice I received, because once I learned to aim along the waterline with armor-piercing shells, I can make an enemy's health disappear.
Yeah, he's like 5, I think 10 or 5'9".
Thanks
like
for
two-
those
he's
Citadel
like
tips.
270.
I think I'm actually knowing how to hit a Citadel now. This is kind of tight. Oh my
Honest-
god, that
he's on
advice is
holy
goaded.
shit.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Yeah, you just
So
shoot
wait,
along the water line and then they explode because you hit him in the Citadel. ADHD Chief, who I see in chat right now, he DM'd me because he found my username on World of Warships and was like, yo, shoot along the water line, dipshit. I'm like, thank you.
There is one shot more powerful than a Citadel called a detonation, where you strike an enemy's ammo-filled magazine.
So this is literally like World of Tanks with that mechanic I described, where the model inside the ship, like the damage calculation, so fucking advanced.
And
Nice.
the whole thing ignites like tannerite at a gender reveal party.
When you watch the ATF shoot the fake dog full of tannerite.
my god.
Unfortunately, even after hundreds of games, I never got to see one because of safeguards that prevent them from happening. But if I ever do see one, you'll know what my reaction will be.
Motherfucker looks like he asked for the strongest potion. When you take the red pill and the blue pill.
I swear that knowing which shell to use and where to put it is half the battle in this game. I always thought HE breaks core components, sets fires, and does damage over time, with the downside that it can't crack armor, but it turns out that's wrong.
Wait, what? Citadel with HE?
I also thought armor piercing always did more damage than HE because it's punching a hole through the target, but that's also wrong. Armor piercing can shatter and ricochet in what are called non-penetrations, where they just bounce off the ship dealing 0 damage, Kung Fu Panda style.
This is why you need Poe on the deck of your ship to just like deflect the shells.
Talk about Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah, have you seen Kung Fu Panda 2?
Oh yeah, that scene he's talking about is goated.
It's a fucking cinematic masterpiece. You better fucking change your life.
Get your shit straight. Go watch Kung Fu Panda 2. This whole country's gone to shit because nobody's watched Kung Fu Panda 2.
To be fair, I like the first movie better, but Kung Fu Panda 2 is also extremely fucking good.
Armor piercing on tiny ships can also hit too hard with something called over-penetration, where the shell punches all the way through, which my lizard brain does not understand.
That reminds me of my friend of mine. He would always go around roundhouse kicking flies and mosquitoes in his house, and I don't know why. He sent me a video just him blasting his-
Yo, you are just roundhouse kicking your wall. Just the fly just happens to be there. That cannot be your strat. Right? You take care of household pets.
Would JoJo walk up to a fly and just roundhouse kick it?
It did make sense once I read the wiki on overpenetration. Basically, an armor-piercing shell is designed to punch through armor, then explode inside of a ship. But if that ship is too tiny or too thinly armored, the shell rips right through the entire hull and into the water before exploding, which only deals minimal damage.
Bruh, 4 overpens and 2 ricochets make it make sense.
I eventually figured out the nuances between shell types by spamming them at enemies from every possible angle and configuration. Thankfully, this game treats ammo like a shower beer and makes it bottomless.
I try to stretch out this shower beer for as long as humanly possible. Makes it more economic.
Yeah, the strategy is to hold the shower beer under the shower so it refills.
Infinite beer hack.
Infinite beer hack.
And if shells are half the battle, positioning is the other half, because it was a delicate dance to learn. Defensively, you want to angle to your enemy to present a smaller target, protect your citadel, and make his shells bounce. Offensively, you want to be broadside, so you can fire all your available cannons and really crank up the pain.
Your mother showed me her broadside.
God, why is the laugh funnier than the joke?
It keeps topping out.
Once I reached tier 5, I was starting to feel like a real player and not just some dipshit that used a referral code because I was killing humans instead of bots and taking wins over losses.
As long as you don't look at those torpedoes, we're all good, dog. Just don't look at them. Just don't look at them. Just keep looking at me, big dog.
Just look at the
Perfection. Thank you.
How is Badger just naturally no tactics for this game, dude?
Playing a destroyer involves being a rat bastard, which comes very natural to him.
Absolutely.
And now that I'd sunk my teeth into the game, I couldn't get over how much I enjoyed the slower pace. This is a game that favors brain over reflex and prediction over reaction, which was a breath of fresh air compared to my usual titles. It was a blast to be able to play the game, talk to Twitch chat, and catch up with my buddies without being overwhelmed like I usually am on stream. That way, I could finally ask Skulker what he'd do with a genie that granted him 3 wishes.
Okay, I want to revoke Bernoulli's principle so wings no longer work and airplanes are just canceled.
Okay, there's 4 things you can't wish for.
I want to multiply gravity by a factor of 9 just to see what happens.
I want to remove friction.
yeah, that one's good. And then I want to make all freshwater saltwater, and I want to make all saltwater freshwater.
All sea life
Also,
dies.
all fish
It also kills
immediately
all the
perish.
wildlife. Everything in the ocean dies.
No, I love that from bees. Like, what do you want, Skulker? I want to repeal Bernoulli's principle. All right, there's 4 things you can't add.
I want to put a negative sign in front of gravity just to see what happens. And then, yeah, like double world hunger or something. I don't know.
Double world.
The genie, when I ask him to make every electron a proton
Oh my God,
and vice
you did
versa.
No, if you remove inertia Skulker, it's gotta be just like that guy that's just heating up in that diner. You know, the screenshot of him just glowing. Like all of his particles are moving, but he's sitting still.
At this point, I felt I had the micro part of the game figured out because my gameplay was decent, I could sink ships, and I was winning some of the time. The credits and XP were definitely flowing in, but if I wanted to maximize my economic rewards, it was time to go macro.
I gotta start gambling for real.
Macro to me is basically all the things you do in porn.
Wait, there's fucking gambling in... There's no way there's gambling in a game that already has like this crazy progression system, the tech tree that you gotta invest so heavily in.
And I got so deep into this shit, it felt like a game within a game. Remember,
There's no fucking way there are loot boxes or like gacha or whatever, right? Right? There's no way, right?
I'm spending no money here. I'm the broke MF not paying for the pizza that yells get wings. So all of my actions were built around free loot. I had my stack down to a science in order to maximize the free shit I could gain every day. Every day I'd log in for the daily reward. It's completely free just for booting up the game.
Santa's gift container. Hey, I got a Santa's gift container. 24 hours premium, $750. That's a super, $50K, I'll take it. Picking up the 50, $750. Same as yesterday.
On top of that, the first time I ever booted up the game, I got a free drop just for reading an article because I'm a filthy rat. Then I'd go to the armory and claim some more free shit at the bottom of the featured page.
Check my history.
Then I'd go to the armory and claim some more free
Recurring random bundle. But that's like skins, right? There's no way you need to gamble to unlock things in the tech tree, which already takes so much time and resources, right? Or maybe this speeds it up or something. There's no fucking way you need to actually win at gambling too.
free shit at the bottom of the featured page.
Check my history. 50 doubloons, which is real money, by the way. Container, free day of premium, 1,000 coal, container, free XP, container. And you better believe my ass will be here tomorrow.
My next victim was the 3 daily containers they give you for gaining 37,000 XP, which usually only takes a handful of games if you win. Then I'd quad stack missions from calendar, dockyard, combat, and campaigns. Do not let the fancy terms fool you. These are all just missions that are extremely straightforward. Playing in a battle is a mission. Letting the other team beat the shit out of you is a mission. You don't even need to win any of these games to complete the objectives. Like, you increase your access level, which is just the level of your account, simply by completing battles, win or lose. The big one is level 15, because the game absolutely showers you in rewards along the way. 13 million credits, 9 days premium, 5 containers, countless boosters, and even 500 doubloons in real money gold. Using the boosters in addition to my premium account made me stack crates and credits at a ridiculous rate. A premium account already boosts your credit gain by 50% and your XP by 65%, but I put on boosters that jacked my gains by 800 and in some cases 20.
I am happy for Badger for this sponsorship, because they probably paid him, like I said, a pretty penny for this, and he deserves it. He makes fucking quality ass content, man. But like, when it comes to the game itself, I am so skeptical towards games which have like this many currencies, the fucking VIP status that goes away with time, on top of battle passes, on top of loot boxes, on top of those crazy tech trees. Like, holy fuck. World of Tanks also had premium ammo. I don't know if they revoked that or not, but at some point motherfuckers literally had premium ammo that did more damage if you fucking paid money, like real money. That's crazy. Like, I am not dipping my toes into games like that.
2,400% per game. Chat's favorite part of this grind were the crate openings, and it was downright sublime to open box after box of high-value items like a dirty rat, knowing I had spent $0 in the game. The Santa crates I opened gave me 1,000 doubloons, $4, 30 days premium, $10, Tier 6 Friedrich, $28, and Tier 7 Yukon, $40.
Damn, I got 30 days of premium time. That's fucking insane.
Add that to the 500 dubs from the leveling, 175 from campaigns, and the Tier 7 premium I got from the calendar mission worth 9,800, and double checking my math here, I have effectively robbed this game of $124 of value. And even if you're a stickler that wants me to take out the premium time drop, fine. 104.
That's not how this works. That's not how this works. But it makes for a catchy title that caught me. So I'm gonna give it to. So I'm gonna give it to Badger, but that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
I even spent all the money I made like a rat by abusing the sequential bundles in the shop. Basically, if you buy certain bundles in order, they give you a massive discount. So to continue my streak as a coupon clipping bastard, I got Santa crates 60% off, 2 days premium 82% off, 2 more Santa crates 76% off, and a final big Santa crate 79% off. But just when I was starting to feel like a genius, I made the worst trade deal in the history of World of Warships trade deals by selling my Tier 7 Premium Yukon for 7 million credits.
Bang! Sell that for 7 million credits.
And it's safe to say that those of you on Twitch did not exactly approve of that move.
You goof, you goofy ass, you bingus, rip, no! Dumbass, damn, you fucking goober. Money grinding for T8 and up, Lamuf, Werpst, Ree. Chad is upset for this one. Did he sell the ship? Yeah, I got rid of it. It's gone. Stupid North trash. I will blow you up like Michigan, you fucking goober.
But chat forgot that the only ship I care about is the Tier 6 USS New Mexico that has my Lobsterminator skin. I don't give a shit about Tier 7.
Chat,
Oh, well.
I'm here to tell you right now. We don't care. We don't care. I sold it for 7 million. I was never gonna play Tier 7.
My favorite part of this crate opening experience was learning that there is actual tech to opening loot boxes in this game. Because when you earn a container, you have a choice of which one to select. More economic rewards, more signals, more camos, more coal, or try your luck. You see, every time you open a crate, there is a tiny chance that crate is upgraded to a super container that gives you better loot. The safe bet that almost everybody recommends is more coal, because it's a currency you can steadily stack up over time and buy ships. Like I bought the Tier 5 Premium Marblehead this way. As a matter of fact, I used a coupon for an extra 25% off, because I'm a seething rat that cannot be stopped. But as I was saying, that last option, try your luck, brought the dark urge out of all of my buddies because it's a roll of the dice. If you select this option, your chances of winning a super container go up. But if you lose and you don't land the super container, you'll be stuck with a smaller container instead with lesser loot. You guys know how much I hate gambling and how spilled salt unlucky I am with loot boxes after the CSGO video?
You are the least lucky person on earth.
Nah. I'd win.
No, I'd win, bro. I'd out-gamble you for sure.
And as hilarious as it is to have a game mechanic where you can gamble on a gamble, I learned to just take the coal and move on. Do not listen to the intrusive thoughts of my homies. You will never win 36 straight hands of blackjack in your life.
You are 36 games of blackjack away from being a billionaire.
I forgot how much I like this game.
Hitting the statistical anomaly would go crazy, bro.
The dumbest part of this entire grind to unlock the Tier 6 New Mexico is that all of my very best footage came at the worst possible time. The stream where we were absolutely stacking XP, playing Tier 4s and Tier 5s where we won 9 out of 10 games, including an 8-game win streak, was the same stream where we barely focused on the game and the entire conversation was out of pocket. I was talking to Pasta about how I didn't know he was black. Goose started cracking a fresh can of soda every time someone placed an order using his GamerSubs code, which made his Sprite-loving girlfriend furious. And Skulker poured gas on the fire by trying to min-max the situation, so Goose cracked and wasted as many cans as possible in the name of carbon footprint. The whole situation is very confusing to me too, but apparently the less I talk about the game I'm playing, the better my performance in that game becomes.
Pause, are you half white?
I'm not any white. Hispanic and black, my guy.
Oh, you're black? I did not know you were black. I knew you were Hispanic. I did not know you were black.
How did you not know this?
You're Dominican. That's pretty much just like Mexican and black, right? That's
no, but
if you call me Dominican again.
No, I have only ever. No. Hold on.
Okay,
I
then
have
what kind of
only
Hispanic
ever heard Pasta talk about being Hispanic. I've never heard of him.
What kind of Hispanic?
Colombian. Jesus fuck.
Correct. I have definitely heard that.
Nowhere
before.
near the Dominican Republic.
Oh my God, I Citadel. That was perfection
spell?
right there. Chat's like, oh, you're black sips beer. I'm just asking if he's black. I didn't mean anything by it. I also just asked him if he was white 5 seconds earlier. You had no issue with that.
Oh, you're white?
Melanin.
Do you just keep cans around so you can say shit?
Fucking, I'm doing it.
Crack your can. Oh no! Don't
Stop opening them, bro.
No! This is the way!
No.
Let me get one. That better be a soundboard.
I'm calling
I hope
bullshit.
that is a soundboard.
I bought a 12-pack today. I just opened 7, bro.
Why?
You better have
Just
I'm
Haley.
not gonna
flex.
comp you a 12-pack.
I have to commit,
Actually,
bro.
fine.
If you don't grab a boot and
Alright, I'm
shotgun
done, bro.
all of them
I'm
right
done,
now,
bro. At least I'm
Damn.
wasting Sprite and not gamer subs. Use code.
You can promote your own gamer subs. That's fine.
Black lung, baby. Black lung. 10% off, motherfucker. Run that shit. Anyway, fuck Sprite. I'm pouring all this out.
Dog, I got me laughing so hard, my body heated up, and I gotta take my hoodie off.
No, use code pasta because you didn't know I was black.
Use code Vagrant just because I don't know.
Drink some water for once in your fucking life.
No.
Real. No.
me.
No, I Citadel.
you got
Forget
him
about
first.
it. Forget about it. The Citadel is
kinda
basically
forget
like an
about
80s action
it.
movie. You hit them in the right spot, they just explode.
Photo evidence of the
Gotta keep
9
going.
open sprites on my desk right now, by the way.
Yo, that's a curse image, right?
That Sprite bit was fucking worth it. I sold an order that was $70 1 minute ago. Appreciate you,
facts.
dog.
Incredible.
Appreciate you, dog. My girlfriend was like, "You're wasting so much." It's gonna pay for itself, sweetie.
Say goodbye to
Appreciate
Mr.
you, baby.
Beauvais.
Die.
Holy shit, well done. Well done.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I was fighting the shadow people. I'm here. I'm here.
I love how Skulker joined and played the Lego Yoda death sound the second I killed that shit.
Does it play that when you join?
It does. You want to see?
Yeah. Let's go! Yo, shit, 2 of them. Hang on. These are my last 2 of this case. I got another one though.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you for buying gamer
He's gonna
stuff
have to
with
go to
code
the store to
Blacklung.
get
You're
more.
making Goose's whole ass night. You are making up for the Sprite loss.
Double barrel. You ready for this?
It was.
That's triple fire, baby. You can't do that.
Stop adding
Damn,
to
he's
the
just
great
styling.
deficit.
You're just
Bang,
styling on him now.
He pulled both triggers.
Wow.
Holy fuck, another order. Hang on. Dude, if I get through another 12-pack of Sprite, I'll just start going through the Cokes, and then I'll just go buy more tomorrow.
Think of how legendary the picture will be by the end, though.
Run into me, please.
Oh my god, he's
Get
going
the
for
duct
it.
tape
Please.
Yo,
Please.
Yo, by the way.
Yes, I just fucking
Lamau.
crushed him. That was perfect.
Right
Oh
on
wait,
time
I'm
with
flooding.
another
Oh wait,
crack
I'm
of the
now I'm
Sprite.
good.
Because I sold another order, motherfucker. 4721, 7198. I see you, King. This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever done for a living.
Anyway, my point was that this is the most carbon we've ever produced in this voice call.
I recycle. I recycle.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't care if you drink them.
Bush Digger, it is not in the contract that he has to chug every Sprite. He would die.
It's not
he would not
there
do
is not
this.
a, there is 38 grams of sugar in 1 can. I think I've opened 14 cans because I opened the new 12-pack.
There are 532 grams of sugar in front of you right now, just in liquid
Jesus
form.
Christ.
Wait,
At
it's
this
not-
point, I am gonna build like a fucking mech in my backyard or some shit. Shout out.
I need them to get louder and louder, and just more and more gain.
Crank the gain on your mic and
All right,
max it
all
out
right.
in Windows.
Discord
have to
output
fucking
volume max.
It's gotta be
See
triple
sound
boosted.
setting. All right, levels 100. All right, the gain. Get ready, boys. This is the final step towards enlightenment. All right, let me make sure no like echo cancellation or anything is on right now.
I'm already dying, dude. I'm already dying.
No noise suppression, no automatic gain control. Shh. All right, okay.
Fucking boss boosted Sprite opening.
Dog, that sounded like you were cracking open a torpedo, dog. Oh my
Splitting time and space asunder. Oh, Jesus.
You are still boosted.
No, you can't say
You are still
Oh shit, yeah. I learned how to throw this thing over the summer. By the way, terrible news. Need to go get another Sprite.
Don't let anyone ever tell you loud isn't funny.
Loud is absolutely funny.
I need Goose to record the next one, and I'm gonna take it into audition and add as much bit crush as I can get my hands on.
But you gotta do it like the Portal song. You know that guy that bit crushed the Portal song? Oh my god, is that ever hilarious. You know the Portal song? He bit crushed it so hard. It's just like so depressingly funny because of how much he crushed it.
Oh, it's so crunchy.
For the sake of not just like straight up wasting beverages now, this is the last Sprite. Girlfriend has vetoed the bit.
She's like, why are you wasting all our fucking Sprite?
Dude, I'm-
Just give me a crisp recording.
Wait.
Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Here you go.
Perfect.
The crisp one. Alright, chat. Alright, chat, that's the last one. It's just like a landmine going on.
Yes, I was about to say landmark. Wait,
Okay.
how many Sprites do you have left?
10.
Yo, can you negotiate with her?
I tried, dude.
Retry the speech check. Retry the speech check. Go back.
Christ, dude.
It's a white check. You can retry this.
The same. I've already.
Just save
bro, I'm
scum,
doing-
go back
I'm doing
and
an
ask her
Iron
again.
Man. I'm doing an Iron Man run of this relationship, bro. I can't go back. Every Sprite just gets me closer to the bad ending, bro.
Anyway, check this out.
Look how many peak mic is peak content.
What will
Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up.
It's so not discernible.
Oh yeah, okay, you got it. No, you got it, bro. It's okay.
Oh my god!
Hold on.
Nah, you're summoning an old god. Please stop.
You have an air compressor.
All right, okay. Skulker, can you get even louder for that guy?
Oh my god, I hit a
-4.
three
You want
Citadel.
me to
I
get-
basically 100-0'd him. Holy shit.
This is your only warning to take your headphones off. This is your only warning.
Alright, I'm gonna
Okay,
tank it. I'm gonna
surely,
tank it.
Gonna withstand.
surely Badger like edited this out, right? Fuck it. Let's see. Okay, it was a little bit loud.
Wait. You can uncrack the can. We figured out a way.
Do that to my 8 cans sitting in front of
Uncrack
me.
8 cans.
Uncrack my 8.
Put that shit back in the can,
so
bro.
good.
No, officer, I'm not drunk driving. I'm not drinking while driving. Observe.
Fuck!
There you go, easy money.
No, I guess I'll just... All that work, it did exactly what I wanted, and then I unmuted.
Hate to
So
say it,
simple.
Skulker, but you know you might be washed for real.
Skulker ain't never watched. I got 4 Citadel hits, and I got all my tasks done.
And now that I've gained all these credits, all this XP, played hundreds of battles, and finally unlocked the tier 6...
I love how this video wasn't even like all that about fucking World of Warships.
New Mexico battleship, you know what the tragedy is? I'm dog shit with it. I am so terrible with this ship. I am absolutely hopeless with the USS New Mexico. You have no idea how embarrassing it is for a developer to make you a commander, give you a custom flag, and a custom skin on a ship, only to have that ship be your worst performing vessel with a 35% win rate. Well below my
Dang.
average of 54% and barely above the threshold of winning 1 out of every 3 games. When they asked me what ship I wanted from a list of 11, I not only picked the New Mexico for the obvious jokes I can't make anymore, but it seemed like such a wacky ship that I just couldn't pick anything else. This thing is crazy tanky and crazy powerful. Both the ship and the cannons are unbelievably heavy.
This is the heaviest song we have ever written!
Met a girl and I really thought she liked me.
But the downside of that heavy weight is that it's also crazy slow and crazy inaccurate. It's
Oh,
basically
man.
a drunken juggernaut wielding a grenade launcher with syrup on his boots. Every battle is a giant roll of the dice with the most confusing.
Why do I have... Hold on a second. Why the fuck do I have Discord open? I thought I closed it. Yeah, when it comes to pretty much any game, I will not fucking sacrifice mobility for anything else. I need mobility, man. It doesn't matter what fucking game, I want to go fast.
Using odds imaginable.
I can dodge some of these. Maybe?
He
Or no?
pinged you. They're homing you. It's GG.
Oh, that's fine. Nah,
Oh,
dodge that one.
Oh, nice.
Ding, 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 ding. Yo, if I get this guy, that's gotta be, I mean, that's gotta be good hits. It just might not be enough to kill him. No, I got him!
Oh my
Fuck
God.
yeah.
You
Alright,
got him?
that's still
Alright.
worth it. That's still
Worth it.
worth it.
Blasting the cannons on this thing is like trying to snipe someone a mile away with buckshot. The dispersion is a joke and frequently makes a cartoon outline of bullet holes around your target. But even with this laundry list of flaws, I still love the New Mexico with all my heart. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she don't. But when she goes, she really fucking goes.
No way this hits, right? Like, no way that hits. How far away could I nail somebody from?
I just got a random Citadel hit. I thought I was missing all of those shots.
I don't think that's gonna make it, Tom.
No.
I gotta hit those way farther out.
Oh my god, I
Is that
hit
a
the
hit?
Citadel
Is that a hit?
Herboku. That's what that damage is.
Also, I just fucking realized there's lobsters trailing you in your wake.
Yeah.
Yo, that's so good.
Twitch chat ended up getting the last laugh on me because I not only ended up playing a tier 7 battleship, but also winning a ranked game at tier 7 by ramming into somebody. But here at the end of the video, you have no idea how incredibly satisfying it feels to have figured out how this game works on a fundamental level. I may still suck, but now I understand understand the economy, the progression, the combat, all the parts that fit together to make a cohesive game, and I found this learning process incredibly satisfying. I cannot thank you guys enough for helping make all of this happen. Without your viewership, I'd never have custom skins, and I'd never be able to make a video like this.
Food is just dirt. We made it in different shapes, according to Sigrid.
So true, so true.
Do not forget to try out World of Warships for free using my link below with code BADGER if it's not already there, so you can enjoy my voice, my skin, and my flag just as much as I have. And a final shout out to all of you subbed with notifications on. Even if you're like Skulker and you just do it to hate, I'm still thankful for you.
I keep notices on just to hate.
I'll be in the comments like, this dude a bitch every time you go.
If you're just hating, you're whack. If you're hating but funny, you're better.
See, I love hating and but funny.
I know some sausage ass fingers type this tweet.
Somebody said that to Skulker? I know some sausage ass fingers type this tweet.
Oh, God.
And that's about it, dog. That's all I've got to say. Thank you so much for watching my video, and more specifically, watching my video all the way to the end. That just means the world to me. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and be sure to tune in next time when it's probably Lethal Company or something like that. I tell you what, my ass is sleeping in tomorrow.
Okay, nice. Nice and lovely. Yeah, great video. Not so sure about the game. I'm glad it exists because it fills in a very specific niche. Like, there aren't a lot of games like that, and you know, good for people who are into that stuff, that they have options. And I'm gonna be right back with Warhammer 40k Necromunda, the hired gun review by MandaloreGaming. So, yep, be right back. I'm just gonna go fill up my cup with like Pepsi or something like that. I didn't turn on the mic. Yeah, we back, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever. Gonna leave the camera like that. So yeah. Warhammer 40k Necromunda hired gun review by MandaloreGaming. I looked up this game because I thought it's an RPG of sorts, but it's a first-person shooter. Maybe it's just a first-person shooter RPG. And I looked up the Steam page for this game to see some screenshots, and I noticed immediately that this game has mixed rating on Steam. And that's, man, to get mixed rating on Steam, there has to be a real problem with your game. But to be fair, like, that Warhammer Left 4 Dead kind of game also got a mixed score for some time, and it looked pretty alright to me. So I think Warhammer people, Warhammer fans do get a smidge angry when something from their game isn't like true to the source material. Maybe that's the reason, I don't know. I will watch this video and maybe Mandalore will be able to point out what went wrong.
It's not Cadia, but this gang war is providing me with more material than usual. Ah, Cadia.
Strumon Studio is back with another 40k game. While Space Hulk Deathwing did have some amazing art direction, I thought the gameplay was too restrictive, especially with how great the freedom was in I-Divine Cybermancy along with whatever the hell else was going on. I remember going, man, I wish they just made I-40k. After playing Necromunda Hired Gun, I think they thought so too. Now first and foremost, this is a review copy of the game. I typically don't do these videos before launch, so I first want to answer questions that I would have, especially with how Deathwing first came out. The fidelity isn't quite as sharp as Deathwing, but it runs a hell of a lot better to compensate. My PC is still in 1080 land because I don't want to give scalpers any money, but it ran smoothly overall, and this is before special drivers or anything like that. When things got very busy, the game could slow down at times, but it was never like PowerPoint tier. Usually it was from something like a bunch of explosion particles, and it would be brief. I ran the game at 1440 with everything maxed out, so that all seems like a good sign. I'd guess on newer hardware you might not have any issues, but I don't know. If you saw the trailers or annoyed by the flashing critical hit text or the loot icons or anything similar, you can turn it all off. The font, loot outlines, everything. Very welcome. As for bugs, make no mistake, this is a janky game. The good news is that it's not a Deathwing launch. The main campaign has 13 missions and the whole thing took me about a dozen hours and there was only one show-stopping bug in there. You need to find a
So is it like immersive
container and
sim?
do a put the coordinates in minigame for it, and the first time this flat out did not work. The container is random on each run and there is a checkpoint right before this, and on that run, it worked fine. There is a side mission I thought was completely broken since the last man in a wave wouldn't come out and fight, but there was an area to snipe him, so still bad, but I can deal with it. The vast majority of the bugs I saw weren't game breaking, but they were silly. Enemies not reacting to you if you're just far away enough at the right angle, getting stuck in the Superman mode for a bit, some lights going through walls. These were still rare for me. More than anything, you'll see witchcraft when performing a takedown, which I'll talk more about later. The last thing you expect when trying to saw a man's head off is to go flying to the stratosphere, unless you live in LA with some bad PCP where you're used to that. The animation flight tickets do always put you back, but it's jarring. Finally, some of the cutscenes have some really bad audio mixing. The voices are way too muffled behind everything else where it sounds like they're talking like this. But when they sent the review copy, they did say that's an issue they're aware of. I'm aware something's wrong with my fridge too, but that doesn't mean I'll go fix it. So hopefully that'll be cleared up in a day one patch. Alright, with that all done, I'll get back into the regular swing. Once again, their art team knows Warhammer. You call that a train? Now that's a train. On a technical level, Hired Gun looks like a AAA game from a few years ago. Most of the lighting and particle effects are great, but the textures can be a flip of a coin. Sometimes they're fantastic, and sometimes they're very muddy. The biggest shortcomings show up when a scene is bathed in light, which does happen more often than it probably should. However, it's not priced like a AAA game, so it's still hitting far above its weight. I do think it's a great looking game, but it's hard to separate things out. See, in the lore of 40k, Necromunda is a horrible factory planet. It's been pumping out weapons and pollution for thousands of years. Gangs the size of small countries wage wars over piles of trash. So when something is muddy and ugly, it at least fits the theme, I guess. What definitely sticks out as poor is some of the enemy animations. Specifically the bigger dudes. They can be stiff and sometimes they glitch out. So that sucks, but overall combat feedback is good.
That looks so goofy though.
The weapon animations are solid and you see debris and limbs fly off your enemies. All is right in the world here. Though I admit seeing a Picatinny rail on so many Warhammer guns is surreal. Though once again the environment art ends up being the real star. The ridiculous 40k scale you'd expect is here and perfect. The kind of scale where a moving train can reasonably be a city. What I especially like is that they try not to retread 40k environments you've seen before. Playing Deathwing, you spent a lot of time inside these cathedral-like structures. Necromunda's opening visually shows you going beneath a cathedral. We're not in Space Marine land, this is the grimy underworld. You have levels that are clearly influenced by classic cyberpunk, but they keep it Warhammer. Sometimes you're loitering outside the Tyrell building, sometimes you're inside the alien death cult. These are big levels too, and sometimes they shift into something new. There's a lot of creativity on display, and it goes down to the smallest detail. And again, they understand that this Warhammer shit is pretty silly. I think just about everybody expected them to deliver here, and they do, and more. Not only is it good atmosphere, but now you can get around and properly explore it. It's not an immersive sim or anything, but now you have a much longer leash for freedom. Speaking of which, I think they gave the composer some leeway too. The music is done by the same guy who did it for I Divine Cybermancy, Oliver Zucchero? Well, however you say it, this man went to work. Some of the combat music does have some clear Mick Gordon Doom influence, but it's not a pure metal soundtrack. Some is more synth and reminds me of 80s action music, and that'll get mixed in with some Old West on the Frontier kind of tracks. There's also a ton of music, so I'm only going to show some bits.
Don't move. Who are you? The last person you'll ever see if you're not careful. You're not gonna take me down. I will if I have.
Damn, the music does go hard.
And I'll take you in dead.
For an atmospheric kind of track, obviously. It's like a pretty serviceable, like first-person shooter. I wonder if it's more like just a flat campaign, or like I said, an immersive sim where you go around the levels in a way that you like more.
The genres and choices made here are perfect for this game. There are some Warhammer fans who just want the epic choir Dawn of War music, but that would not fit in at all in Necromunda. The ambient soundscape is good, and the weapons sound great too. Of course, every time a new 40k game comes out, people want to know how the bolter sounds. The one in the trailer did not sound good, now it's good. It's punchy and makes people explode sometimes. I'm happy with that. I know some people want a bolter to sound like a semi hitting their front door. I would want that one to be the heavy bolter, and sadly, I do think that underdelivers.
Oh, that sucks.
One can only hope. Anyway, on to the gameplay. Necromunda's premise is simple. You're a bounty hunter out to make fat stacks. At the start, you only choose your character model and the difficulty. You can change this at any time in the options menu. The first thing I noticed about the game is how good the movement feels. You move fast and jump high. You can dash in any direction on ground or in the air, and you have good air control without that. But this is only the first room. A brief tutorial introduces you to other mechanics like wall running. It's an easy way to clear gaps, avoid dangers, and fight. But you are falling down the wall, so no staying up there forever. You can also slide around from the get-go, but later you'll receive a grappling hook. This gives you more options for keeping range or getting close into the fight. Combined with an unlockable double jump, and you have a hell of a lot of mobility. The game doesn't test too often on mastering this movement, and when it does, it's pretty easy. Necromunda isn't trying to be something like Ghost Runner. It's mainly used as a fun tool to give you more options in a fight. You'll have a better time with the game, especially later on if you do master it, but it's not crucial, at least when it comes to environmental hazards. You could walk around Call of Duty style just blasting gangsters, but this becomes less and less viable the more the difficulty goes up. So it is a movement shooter, but don't expect Titanfall 2. A grapple takes you directly to a point, you can't go swinging off it or anything cool like that. I'll talk more in depth about the combat in a bit, but for now I want to focus on the game's structure. The story starts with the job gone bad approach, and you don't need to know anything about Warhammer for it. Knowing about Warhammer also doesn't add a lot. The cutscenes are very awkward with these constant fade outs, and it becomes—
Yeah, I have this is a trend with Warhammer 40k games, like, they don't— fucking hell. This is a trend with Warhammer 40k games, I feel like they don't explain the setting, they don't require you to know the setting, they don't, like, extrapolate upon the setting. It's so weird. Mechanicus, fucking Warhammer Space Marine from what I heard, this, the fucking Left 4 Dead game, like, all of them kinda— you don't need to know Warhammer to play or appreciate them. And they are cool if you're a Warhammer fan to see like all of those settings and factions models like realized, but they also don't have like super in-depth lore. They are just like very straight away, you know, games that could be easily not Warhammer if the environment looked a little bit different. That's sort of weird to me.
It's clear they're desperately trying not to show the characters' lips talking. The story itself doesn't matter, but it's a good framework to hang the campaign's levels on. Between these missions, you go to Martyr's End. It's a neutral zone that's like a bar, church, and armory combined into one. If you grew up in the American South, this is actually pretty normal. Here you can buy and sell items, customize yourself, customize your weapons, and upgrade your bionics. Bionic powers can drastically change how you play the game. You have active abilities like an eye scanner, a temporary auto-aim function, and the ability to slow down time. These all cool down independently, so you can combine them and the game becomes very silly. But it is a glorious Warhammer silly. The Dragon ability from Eye and Space Hulk does make a return, but now it has an AoE. So between that and upgrading Cyberlegs, I feel right at home. Other upgrades are simple passives. Many give extra protection while strafing, while running, or jumping. It gives you that much more incentive to stay moving during the fights. Bionics won't come cheap, so when you beat main missions, you unlock new side missions. There are 3 ranks of them that you also unlock, and they'll be given out by various factions. It could be destroying ammo, hunting people down, poisoning the air supply, releasing gene stealers, the usual special mission shenanigans. Actually, that last one's a bad fucking idea. There are various kinds to browse, and you can always refresh it if you don't see anything you like. Main missions and some side missions will also have loot chests to find. You can equip these weapons during the mission, but you won't know their stats, since strangely you can't look at the menu until the end of it. They're cryptic about these menus, but this area on the right is your entire inventory. Your loadout is what you bring in a mission, this is everything you own. You may think that's a lack of space, and we'll come to that. As for no menu in the mission, it seems to be a way to try and cut down on inventory management. It assumes you want to sell everything unless you pick something out. I get the intention, but it's weird not to be able to look at anything while playing the game. I suspect there will be a lot of confused players at their first chest. There's a gamer joke there somewhere. But that's the main loop of the game. Did I need to talk about anything? Right. The dog. If little Timmy fell down a well in there, he can go to hell. To aid you on your journey, you get a big cyber mastiff. That's a nice idea, most people love dogs. Though from the marketing, I really wasn't sure what to make of it. I wasn't sure how the dog could be a constant companion, and it's not. Think of the mastiff less like a dog and more like a cruise missile. You summon him with a squeaky toy where he'll then appear next to you. This is where your dog meter starts to...
That's a very weird animation.
He'll fight until his health or meter goes to 0, then you can summon him again after a cooldown. He highlights enemies and you can sick him on them to either distract or kill them. He gets better at this over time because the dog also has upgradable bionics. Compared to yourself and more powerful enemies appear, the dog becomes less viable in combat over time. So you need to keep upgrading him if you don't want him to stay trapped as glorified radar. There is some strangeness to this. For example, when you upgrade all of your own bionics, you unlock the S-Class rank. It's just the mega buff. Fully upgrading the dog has nothing like that. I didn't think it would digivolve into a pit bull, but I thought there'd be something. It's odd because the dog needs a big final buff way more than you do. It's also kind of funny that you can name all your guns, but you can't name your dog. Okay, I'll get real now. The biggest issue with the dog is how dumb his AI is. You can spam the squeaky toy at someone right by you and he won't go for it until he just does it on his own. Sometimes you sick him on a bad man and all seems well, but then he misses you and he runs back. He'll often refuse to cross over a tiny ledge. At the same time, I've regularly seen him airbud his way out of the material plane. It's a janky experience. Even the fact that when you summon him, he just kind of appears next to you is odd. You could at least have a teleporter effect. I know those are expensive in 40k, but the bounty hunter loves their dog. Like, who cares? It is fortunate that you can easily play the game without ever using the dog, but if that's the big feature you were looking forward to, it's in a rough state. So to tackle the bigger issues, combat. Overall, the combat feels fantastic and is wonderful to play. If it wasn't obvious by now, the game is clearly influenced by the Doom reboot. Now, that is a solid pick to draw from. I mean, better than 40 Quake. Do you remember 40 Quake? No one remembers 40 Quake. Okay, this is a case where they would have done a lot better by taking more from Doom. Necromunda also has these glory kill takedowns, and they're cool looking, but here's the thing. In Doom, you have to stun them first. This isn't the case here.
So what's like the resource you use to do that? Because this could like delete stronger enemies from the fucking fight for free.
You can just run up on people and press a button to kill them.
Seriously?
There's a lot attached to this. You have your shields and health.
That's
your
fucking
shields are
stupid.
effectively armor in any other game. They don't regenerate on their own and you have to pick more up. With health you can regenerate it with a medkit, but you only get 3 per level. You can also heal through a passive bionic. Shortly after you've taken damage, you can deal damage to heal, but only for a few seconds. Again, this is encouraging you to keep moving and stay in the fight. You want to keep the pace up, but the takedown slows down all of that. You'll always heal from it, and you're invincible while you do it. The easiest solution would be, don't be invincible while doing this. There are areas to use it in a sneakier way because the game's not non-stop arena combat. However, the system itself existing is a detriment to melee. See, you do have a power knife, but it's a bionic ability, it's not an equipable weapon. You go into a light-speed CSGO mode and can cut anything apart. So to hit someone up close, you either go into knife mode or perform a takedown. I think the game would have benefited from melee weapons, especially with how limited the current roster is. They are very customizable and can be tuned for different roles, but you're on the same frame. All of these here are the same 2 heavy weapons. There are 3 special weapons, so your inventory can only hold 3. This limitation applies to all the loot you find in the game. You'd think you'd be unlocking stuff until the very end, but you taper out pretty fast. You're finding slightly better versions of the same stuff. It seems like there should be more, like for example, armor is always a light undersuit. I would expect variations here, like heavier armor that slows you down and trade-offs similar to that. Instead, it's almost always a straight upgrade with some minor effects. So why have 4 inventory slots for that, but only 3 for the heavily customizable special weapons up here? I even maxed out rewards for 3 different factions just to see if there might be something new. It's the same stuff and not even guaranteed to be particularly good. This seems like the kind of game where you'd want to be hunting for special effect items, but there just aren't any. Having new weapons, and especially proper melee ones, would improve both the flow of combat and the game's lifespan. It's a really solid base game, but without multiplayer or itemization like that, you don't have much of an endgame. Now that's perfectly okay if having a 15 to 20 hour one and done game was their intention, but I get the feeling they wanted you to be playing it more.
I wonder if some of that changed with, like, after launch.
If they do properly support it, the sky's the limit with a bounty hunter game. You could bring in new factions, new bigger enemies besides Robot, Ogren, and 5G Ogren. Bring in the rest of the Gene Stealers from Space Hulk, that'd be fun. For now though, maybe don't be immortal when doing takedowns. Maybe on higher difficulties. Still, to give a quote to take wildly out of context, this is the best Warhammer 40k shooter I've ever played. We are operating on one hell of a scale, but even with the jank and bugs, I stand by that. Franchise aside, I had a lot of fun with Necromunda. It's a good FPS with a lot of creativity, and the only thing that worries me about it is the polish. It's 15% off on GOG until June 10th in the pinned link, and I think Steam is doing the same thing. I would still advise not pre-ordering the game. It'll be discounted over a week, you don't need the DLC skin, just take a while to wait and look at some other reviews. This could be a bug jungle and I just got lucky. Make sure some other people say it's stable for them too. Okay, so that was very short notice, but back to the regular schedule. Come back next time for the Tim Curry discussion.
That was short and sweet. And also, I realized immediately at the beginning, I fucking confused hired gun with rogue trader. That's why I said at the beginning. That's why I said before that that I expected this to be an RPG, because Rogue Trader is an RPG, I think. And this is a totally different. Damn, there are a lot of 40k games. But good, I kinda wanna see all of them and then like pick the ones that look the most interesting to me to play later. So like, this is Bricky or Bricky or Mandalore covered this? Bricky did anime reviews? What the fuck? So I guess not. Let me actually get on his channel. Rogue Trader. Nope. Only Dark Tide. Mandalore also didn't cover it. Damn. I will probably find some like other review. Obviously not a fucking IGN review. But I will find some Rogue Trader review, because I also want to see what that game is like. But for now,
hello everyone. I don't have a normal sponsor today.
But for now, God fucking damn it, what is going on? I'm trying to... Yeah. But for now, let's see Shota's Blood and Teeth review. You is a Git by Bricky. Which is, like I said, I think this is a side-scroller shooter. Co-op shooter, specifically. And that's a weird combination, like 40k and a side-scroller co-op game. That's wild. But also very cool. I always appreciate games with like local and online co-op, and that are just fun to play with your friends. Not that I know if this is fun with your friends, because I don't know this game at all, but yeah, let's see what Bricky has to say about it.
Hello everyone. I don't have a normal sponsor today. Instead, I wanted to talk about my own stuff. I have a merch store, and I don't advertise it a ton, even though I always have it in my little like slap title card and down there in the description. But it's getting pretty expansive, and I think it might be a good time to talk about it. So many of you might know I used to be called Bricky Orchid 8. I am a beautiful orchid, an old Microsoft generated Xbox 360 live username, and I changed it to just Bricky because everyone just called me Bricky. And the Orchid 8 part I actually turned into my merch store, and I just recently got a major office for it, more employees. It's really expanding, kind of crazy.
Damn.
And we're offering a ton more stuff since the last time I ever advertised it. Like, there's a ton of designs going over a myriad of things. There's a bunch of original designs, like the crest tee or hoodie that says thick thighs save lives in Latin. Very proud of that one. You may have seen the life is hard but that's okay shirt I wear sometimes. And there's some that are legally distinct and based on things I really enjoy, like Outer Wilds, one of the best games ever made. I have a really awesome shirt that I like for that one. But not only that, we're actually going really hard into dice and prints. I sell actual physical dice that have the word POG on the 6, and also the twerking Among Us crewmates on the 6 as well. And I sell prints, and not like poster paper prints, because poster paper prints aren't good enough quality. We're talking like full-on 280 semi-gloss. It's the paper that does like the whoa when you shake it. That like it's actual thick ass good photo paper prints. And we have just a brand new one that came out literally.
Oh, that one is so cute.
This month, which is my little pink bear mascot Bee sleeping in this gorgeous thing of fall flowers. It's November, like come on, like this is the time to have it. And for those of you who are Warhammer people, I have a ton of merch from Adeptus Ridiculous, the podcast, link in the description as well. There's a whole lot now for the store, and I would really like it if you gave it a look. It's orchidate.com. Check out the description, check out whatever you need to do. It's really been a blast doing it. I wear my own stuff a lot, which might sound narcissistic, but it's really goddamn comfortable. Like, why would I ever buy shirts and hoodies that I wouldn't want to wear myself? I don't know. It seems weird to me. So anyway, if you've already bought something from the store, a recommendation from you down in the comments would be really appreciated for those who haven't. And yeah, give it a look-see. Okay, all right, I'm done with that now. Let's go into the orcs. Hello everybody, my name is Bricky, currently leading the Bricktaker Get Crumpa Wah across the solar system. Shoota's Blood and Teeth is objectively the best name for an orc video game on the market right now. It also won my heart with this hilarious trailer and demo that came out earlier this year. It's a Warhammer game, and since I am John Warhammer, I might as well give it a shot, you know? A warning, there are spoilers in this video, but it's nothing that you should really concern yourself with. But if you want to go in super blind, I get it, but don't worry too much. I'm gonna be going through the game very similar to my Uncharted video, so you have been warned. Loading up the game, I got the chance to set up my orc in a variety of colors based on orc clans and appearances based on orc units. The Storm Boys, Weird Boys, Goths, Evil Sons, Bad Moons, so on and so forth. Then we get to the opening explaining the story of the game, and well, it sure is the story about orcs.
The humans call this place Lutius. Lutius. Stupid name, stupid humans. The humans been drilling for the gold juice here for ages, pumping it out, sticking it in their battle wagons to make them go through. Now we want it for our wagons. Make them go through instead.
As you can see, this game knows what it's trying to be. That's your overall story, but it's not the real story. Because yeah, orcs might want to crump and get resources, but to make it a real orc story, it's gotta be personal.
That there hair squid is snazzy, ain't it, Gargans? I reckon it'd look more snazzy on my head. Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing? I's the boss, so I get the snazziest things. You, I'm having this. Whoa!
Damn.
So you're Gargaz, an orc boy, and your damn boss, Gut Rippa, just stole your hair squig. Now, if you're not familiar with Warhammer, orcs don't have hair. They have animals called squigs that serve a variety of functions, and one of those functions is hair. Listen, dude, there is a canon story in Warhammer about an orc that goes back in time to kill himself so that he can have 2 copies of his favorite gun. Okay, like, don't worry about it. So the main objective of the story is to get back to the boss and get your hair back. I'm also a little disappointed I didn't have a Keep sponsorship for this video. The point is that when the orcs are on screen, this is a proper orc game. The cutscenes are a highlight, and they are consistently excellent. So the gameplay of Shoota's Blood and Teeth is a lot like your Metal Slug and Castle Crashers.
Yeah, Castle Crashers is the first thing I thought of when I saw like screenshots, because I saw this game, like I said before in the stream, I saw this game when I was scrolling for something with local co-op to just play around with my friends.
Style game. You have a variety of weapons, all of them with ammo capacities, but with overall like unlimited ammo.
But obviously like a gun instead of a
ammo. You start with a simple arsenal of orc boy weapons. We're talking a shooter, a slugger, and a big old melee weapon. But over time, you'll gather 5 different ranged weapons, including, and you better spell this correctly, the rocket launcher, the boomstick, the burner, and more. This also is accompanied by your dedicated wah button, which represents the green beneath your health bar, of course. When activated, you'll become invulnerable and fire whatever weapons you are holding at an extremely rapid speed. Other than that, you have a dash, a double jump, a crouch, and that's about it. Gameplay is simple because combat is simple because orcs are simple. Don't overcomplicate this with all those humy mechanics. Use an orc. You fight like one. Starting off, you tend to fight either other orcs, naturally, or the Imperium of Man, mainly guardsmen. The guardsmen are also played like an orc would see them, basically as a bunch of doofus nerds. Throughout the gameplay, you will also gather teeth. Lots and lots of teeth. Teeth are, of course, currency for orcs. I don't know why I say of course, as if this is common knowledge. Yeah, teeth are teeth, and teeth is currency. You can use this teeth to purchase new weapons from the mech boy at his shop located at every single checkpoint. Each gun slot has 3 new weapons you can buy. This can be a looted human plasma pistol, giant laser beams, looted bolters, a giant saw as a gun, and more. And don't forget, if you shoot the plasma pistol too much, it overheats and damages you. Nobody can forget the exploding plasma pistol. So you make your way through the Imperium, killing everything here and killing everything there, dealing with the occasional kill 'em all section, and find your way to, of course, the most important part of any game, the orc band. Hit it! Since in orc,
every good game has to have a good concert set piece.
Law, now that you've killed the boss, you are now the boss, and you get to lead your own army of orcs to get back at Gut-Rekka for once again stealing your hair squig. This leads you to fighting more of the Imperium and increasing the enemy variety in a great way. You have company commanders, commissars, rattling snipers, Ogren, a fucking Lehman Russ Punisher tank, and you blast your way through all of them. A note, I really like the background memes here. Purge the unclean for washing your hands. Sisters in arms. There's a lot of good little Easter eggs scattered about. But Easter eggs be gone. It's time for our first major boss. And the realization that even though this is an orc game, I should not expect canon to even come close to this title. So you, a single orc boy, are about to take on a Bane Blade. 11 barrels of hell, which they don't fire at the same time because, you know, video game. But that's when I realized, yeah, okay, this is going to be shenanigans. It's a pretty neat fight. The Bane Blade uses a lot of its weapons and they all have different effects, even more so when you blow off its turret and it tries to ram you with a very classic, get me closer, I want to hit them with my sword. There is one thing that has me annoyed though, and it isn't the biggest deal, but it really bugs me in this game. Right when you finish a level or kill a boss fight, there is no ending delay, like just to let the music fade out or give some time to relax. Instead, the screen goes instant to loading screen and then instant out of loading screen, either to cutscene or gameplay again. It's really jarring and it kills the pacing massively. I know it's a random thing, but let me just show you a completely unedited example. Like, you see what I mean, right? The pacing is so off.
Yeah, there could be some animation when the level starts, when like he's walking slowly and the screen is fading in. Just a simple thing like that. It doesn't take long at all, and like makes for a better ending. Don't know about the when you end a level. Probably could be like a big victory pop-up or something, and then it slowly goes away.
And it does this all the time. It needs a little bit of a cooldown, or at least not double up the transitions, going from gameplay to loading screen, then gameplay or cutscene. It's just kind of jarring. It's a nitpick. It's like a major nitpick, but it's noticeable. So you move on to the next area, and the environment has most certainly changed a little bit, as have the enemies. Looks like Lutius has already had a major problem on their hands to start with. The entire next area is mostly Gene Stealer cults and all of the crazy paraphernalia that comes with them. The enemy variety is enhanced too. There are your classic neophytes and then just infected guardsmen, but you'll find hybrids that have their third arm throwing demo charges, or you'll have a Sanctus that's this really fast stabby type, and of course there's got to be an aberrant in there somewhere. Bosses include your classic Gene Stealer, you know, the titular, a Biophagus, which was a pretty fun one. But of of course, as we all know with Gene Stealer cults, there is always a patriarch, and it is responded to exactly how you would expect.
Trespass in the tabernacle of the All-Seeing Emperor. Prepare to die.
The Patriarch fight is probably the best fight in the game. It's still very simple as all the gameplay here is, but I enjoy it a lot for a multitude of reasons. Firstly, I like the background design. You can see the effigies hanging from the ceiling and all the candles with a big old statue in the back. It's very neat. Secondly, the Patriarch moves quite quickly and fires these little homing psychic missiles at you. So you're playing both run away from the big stabby monster and also run away from the homing attacks at once. And lastly, the Patriarch will scurry away and let its conclave deal with you for a bit, which I think breaks up the action and makes it actually really fun. Now, it's not my favorite boss in the game, but it's one that I think should be looked at more if this game ever receives updates or DLC. You run away, you fight 2 Gene Stealers, and well, the next bit has you fighting a combination of the cult and the Imperium. More enemies are added, like the Bullgrin with their gauntlets and big old slab shields. And hey, you even get to fight a full-on Sentinel, which is shocking to me since this is later in the game. It's a later boss fight and you've already taken out a motherfucking Bane Blade. But that's okay, because right after this, you're dealing with something scarier than a Sentinel by far. The Space Marines are here. White Scars in particular. Good choice, I say. A fast orc game might as well have the fast Marines to go along with it. Honestly, the Space Marines, though, they're not that tough. They're tougher than some of the singular enemies in the game. You're just so incredibly busted as a singular orc, they aren't that frightening. Now, if they populated the game and there were a ton of Space Marines, okay, they'd be a little bit of a threat, but they only throw a couple of them at you and they aren't really that much of a challenge, which is too bad because, like, they're Space Marines. You did kill a Bane Blade, though. Though they do find a middle ground because you're now fighting Tempestus Scions that actually are quite a threat in numbers. They're tankier, hit harder, and can sometimes carry plasma guns. And turns out I was wrong. The Khan is back, and you get to take down a White Scars chaplain and his squad, which I have to say, just looking at the chaplain walking around with his little Crozius all stubby-like and trying to whack you with it, it's pretty adorable. It's very silly. I like it a lot. Combat in the war room is strictly prohibited. Commissar Strangelove.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Turns out, just like the tabletop, the Invicta Tactical War Suit dies to a swift breeze. That's too bad. But honestly, this is all filler. This is all prep work. This is all just a gathering of strength, like a gathering of power, a gathering of will for the true fight, the real climax of this game. It's time for the #1 reason to even buy this game.
Attention, Orc! You face Lord Horik Canorum, son of High King Valeric Canorum, High Prince of House Canorum, Master of the Blade of Gaia, Keeper of the Gates of Loralo, Wielder of the Caloric Flame, Bringer of Hope, Herald of the Holy Order of the Adamantine Lance, the Paladin of Koto, Slayer of the Lion of Essa, the Triumphant, the Light of Stars, the Eradicator.
That's good.
You are? I am Lord Horik Canorum, son of High... Whatever.
Lord Horik Canorum, son of High King of Valeric Canorum, High Prince, etc., etc. He's one of the most batshit
That's fucking good.
ideas I've thought of for an orc game, or I've seen for an orc game. Someone thought of for this orc game. Having a single orc take down a Knight Valiant, which by the way, good choice, that's my favorite knight, whose flamethrower, the Conflagration Cannon, can melt a Lehman Rust tank to sludge, is so absolutely ridiculous that it's only offset by that absolutely bopping soundtrack. Just rip that shit.
Damn. Ridiculous, but an extremely cool set piece though.
Lord Horic is not the best fight in the game, but it is the most hype. There are two main issues with it. The first is that even though it took me far too long, than I like to admit, to figure this part out, all you gotta do is hide behind the boxes when he attacks you. That is really the entire fight, more or less. Block the melta-gun, dodge the flamer, dodge the harpoon. The missiles are really the only thing you need to think about, because they home in on you. The second main issue is, come on, why didn't you put the entire subtitle on his health bar? Like, literally, if you put it over the health bar and you even obscured the health bar with just lines of text, I wouldn't have minded it at all. It sucks that it's just Lord Horic. It should absolutely be the whole thing. Stick to your guns, maintain the meme. And hey, I'm just saying, when you kill him, he like explodes a little bit before they go jarringly into loading screen again, but he could still be in there. If you're gonna make DLC, bring him back, and then like do the whole thing. Come on. This is my favorite boss fight though, just because it's so ridiculous and it's still fun, even if the actual gameplay loop is a bit generic overall. Still, it's just not often you get to watch an orc bash down a knight valiant of all things. But I give them props for a lore accurate knight pilot. Knights are the most proper, pristine heralds of the goodwill of mankind, and they will shout their deeds to the it's that entire monologue. Cheesy, sure. Lore accurate, a little bit. If we're being truly honest, the knight would have just killed him. But however, maybe it's not that strange of a thought process. I mean, have you ever read Brutal Cunning, in which 2 orcs, a grot, and a squig killed a warlord titan? You know, one of those things they show in the Horus Heresy trailer. That's a good book, I'd recommend. The final section of this game is, of course, naturally, in an orc game against other orcs. You make your way on Gutrekka's ship and begin just blasting it up. You fight all manner of orcs, Killicans, and even defy the laws of physics as the spaceship is open to the vacuum of space, which you, of course, use to float because orcs. The final boss fight against Gutrekka, it's a bit of a disappointment. All you do is jump up and you shoot him in the face on top of his giant stompa, in which his stompa opens up and then you shoot its stomach, and you rinse and repeat that like 3 times. It's probably the weakest fight in the game, which sucks because it's the final boss of the game. I expected him to like jump out and fight me on foot or something, but no, it's just this. You defeat him though, you take your hair squig back, then you lead your own wah in his stead, and that's the game. You spend your teeth on various new hats in the store and all that, which, you know, if I learned anything from TF2, hats are the true end game. And it might surprise you that it's already over, but yeah, that's the entire campaign. I beat it on normal mode in 1 sitting, and it took me only around 2 to 3 hours. This normally wouldn't be a problem for me because it actually like a pretty good 2 to 3 hours, and minus the weird loading screens, it was paced really well. But the game is $20. There also is really nothing else to do after beating the campaign. You can play with friends, I guess, again, but you're still just playing it again. Hello, this is Future Bricky. After playing the game and go through the whole thing, I decided to also throw a little bit of a gameplay thing together for a stream with Mechanicus Ridiculous. Actually compiled the video for it as well. You can check that out in the description. But let's just say the co-op experience was not as good as the single player one. It was horribly buggy. Some things were funny, like the explosive friendly fire you can have. I think maybe it's not necessarily friendly fire.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
But we encountered a ludicrously large amount of bugs, DK, Diamantes.
I jumped!
My co-host crashed about 4 or 5 times in the 2.5 hours it took us to play it. I shoved Lord Horic off the goddamn map, among many other weird things that happened. So another good disclaimer to add that. Yeah, can be a bit rough in the multiplayer part of it, which is unfortunate because I
guess maybe local co-op is better.
I imagine that would be one of the better ways to play it if that wasn't the case. Also check out Mechanicus Ridiculous. We do Warhammer podcast stuff. It's just extremely content light overall. It's a fun game for sure, but it's done so incredibly fast that you wonder if it really felt like it was worth the price tag for a shorter runtime than Avengers Endgame. And depending on the theater you go to, costing more than the ticket for that movie. It's hard to justify its price tag, no matter how enjoyable those 2 to 3 hours were. When I go to my Steam page and see fucking Hollow Knight for $15, and I mean, sure, maybe it's unfair to compare it to Hollow Knight, an incredibly good game, but it is still a price per game thing. It's up to you.
Yep.
Sure, I think it's better suited as a clean $10. If it had another 1 to 2 hours of content, maybe, but right now, I don't think I can recommend it at its price point, which is disappointing because it's still a lot of fun. The voice acting is hilarious and
Always, you can always get games like this on discount.
accurate to the lore. The mood is fun, the gameplay is fun, and the soundtrack is genuinely great. But it just doesn't reach a $20 price tag for 2 to 3 hours of gameplay, which is too bad because 40K games are often pretty shit. This one isn't shit. I guess it wouldn't be a Warhammer title if they didn't overcharge you. Thanks, James Workshop.
Now I have to go give Codex Zotes an army-wide 2+ invulnerable save.
Shootas, blood, and teeth. It's a really fun time. I liked it a lot. $20 though. Not sure about that. If you're doing financially sound, you just don't care, you want to play an orc game, have at it. I've spent a hell of a lot more money on tiny little plastic figures. So truly, I'm not quite sure how much of a say I get in this, but I'm letting you know. Thank you all so much for watching this video, everybody. Please do give my merch store a check. Check out some of the prints, posters, shirts, hoodies, everything in between. There's tons there that I would love to have you buy. Give me money. So I have multiple orc-based questions, which is good. Which is your favorite orc unit on the tabletop? That would either be the Death Dread or perhaps I like Birda Boys a lot. No, Commandos. It has to be Commandos. It has to be Commando. I love Commandos. They're so fun. If you book is pretty good too, but I think Brutal Cunning hits it out just a bit more. I would recommend that one. Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry this didn't come out in Orktober, but you know, I tried. And we're gonna have lots of videos in November and December because there's a lot of games coming out. So you'll see me again hopefully pretty soon. Bye-bye.
Come on.
Yeah, looks like a good time overall. Maybe worth it for me personally for, like I said, the local co-op experience, maybe not necessarily the online co-op one, because that one is not the best from what Bricky said, which is a shame. Looks like a really fun, cool little game. We'll definitely be on the lookout for that one when it comes when it goes on sale. And yeah, that's it for this video, I guess. And the next one we're gonna be going through is Ross's game dungeon Veil of Darkness, which is not stopping. YouTube is acting weird. This is a longer video and I am getting a little bit hungry, so I'm gonna do like a 10-minute break, grab myself a sandwich and come back to you guys. So I will, you know, go to this be right back screen and be back in like 10 minutes or so. And I do be back. Oh, my chat bugged out. I need to... Oh, there we go. Hey, maybe next time we'll watch Maxor on the next stream, his Elden Ring video. Sure thing, I can slap it on the watch later list, no problem. Maxor Elden Ring. Man, I still haven't fucking finished Elden Ring. That's so crazy. Which one is the oldest? This one, I assume?
Hey guys, welcome to my...
This is July 23rd and this is May. Okay. So I will set it here. Okay. There we go. There's a series of videos. Sorry, I didn't look at. I asked a question and I didn't look at the chat for the answer. I just went ahead and found out the thingy myself. So yeah. So next time I will watch the first in the series. And you know, if it's good, it probably is good because it's Maxor and you know. So yeah. On the next stream, on the next reaction stream, I will probably put it on. And yeah, goddamn, Elden Ring is a cool game. I am pretty much at the end of it, and I was playing co-op with my girlfriend, and like 6 months back or something, we just stopped playing because there is so much content, and we already put like hundreds of hours into that one run. By trying to sweep everything together, like we still have to finish it. Yeah, like it's insane that I started it in 2023 and I intended for it to be on that list of my games I played in 2023, but I didn't fucking finish it until now. So yeah, this is probably the last thing I will react to today. Ross's Game Dungeon Veil of Darkness. I will watch this, and if there is enough time, I will just play a bit of Mechanicus. And yeah, I don't know what Veil of Darkness is. I mean, Ross's Game Dungeon is some esoteric ass fucking video games, so no, Fahrenheit is a kind of an esoteric video game too, but it got pretty popular due to like certain YouTubers making videos on how fucking ridiculous that game is. So but yeah, most of Ross's Game Dungeon is just esoteric in nature. So I don't know what this is. I just saw that it's kind of a... God damn it, I have something on the screen. I just saw it's kind of popular on his channel, so I wanted to check it out. And hopefully it's as batshit insane as Martian Gothic, although Few games can like live up to that, I think. So yeah, let's get in there.
Yeah, I don't have the follow-up episode yet, but ooh, welcome to the Halloween episode. This time we have a
Another Halloween video. Damn.
double feature. A game I've played and a game I haven't. And one of them is going to be age restricted. I had to. There was no way around it. But that's for later. Tonight we have Veil of Darkness. This is an adventure RPG something game? This is another new one for me.
Okay.
I heard about it, suspected it might be good for Halloween, but never had the guts to brave early 90s RPG mechanics. Until now. I can't read any of this. Oh. Well, I guess that's a little better than Realms of the Hauntings quote, but I'm not impressed. All this is some guy in the 1500s saying the Dark Lord can be defeated. It doesn't even rhyme. Okay, it came later, but Diablo 2's manual had a pretty solid intro quote. See, look, it rhymes. We didn't need 2000s technology to rhyme. Oh well, I guess, it's our hero, I guess. Looking casually lost? Uh-oh, look behind you. Look behind you. He's coming. Oh, you're dead now. Yep, okay. So I guess this was our starter hero. You know how some horror movies kill people off right at the beginning just to keep people in the seats? I guess that's what this is. Veil of Darkness. Okay, you might think
This is one of those really old-ass video games. God
I screwed
damn.
up here, and maybe I did. But I'm giving this plenty of clock speed, and this intro is probably the lowest.
Hold on. Let me check. Okay, we're good.
Frame rate I've ever seen in a game. I timed it. This intro is cruising at a smooth 2 1/4 frames per second. It's less authentic, but I'm gonna speed things up a tad. So you're a pilot flying over Romania, cool as ice. Meanwhile, some grumpy vampire is having another bad night from the looks of things, but his jewel thing serves you up as some entertainment. Well, he tried.
How the fuck is he a vampire Dracula looking guy gonna bring down a plane? What is he gonna fucking throw bats at it?
To down your plane by telekinetically screwing with the controls, which doesn't work because you're too good a pilot. That pisses him off, so he sends some bats to take another stab at this.
No shot. No fucking shot this works.
Yep, that does the trick. Down
How?
you go. That's hilarious.
Telepathy doesn't bring down the plane, but 3 fucking bats do.
And our
Apparently I don't know much about aviation, because that doesn't seem too plausible to be.
intrepid pilot makes it. Sort of. No, he collapses. Well, some Frankenstein-looking figures are ready for him and carry him off into the night. Whatever's going on here, this town sure seemed ready for him. Oh, and I apologize if the music is getting on your nerves. It's a good theme, but it's a 45-second loop. Yeah, let's cut it a second. You're getting off easy. If I didn't speed things up, you would have heard that theme 6 times just from watching the intro. More on the music later. And we
Damn.
awaken to, well, she looks like she has ventriloquist dummy eyes, to be honest. But we'll just assume she's human. So our hero probably has a concussion, and her father rescued you from the plane crash. Her name is Deirdre. And we are?
Yes, like half of the fucking screen is pointlessly large UI, classic classic early 90s RPG.
Oh, it's one of those games where you choose your name. Okay, I'm gonna go with Chuck. He looks like a Chuck to me. So Chuck hits on Doll Eyes a little bit, but she says he needs to go see her father. So I guess that's where we go. We have another Revenant-style control scheme where you have to hold down the direction you want to go. But this came out in '93, so honestly anything goes as far as the controls. And
True.
speak of the devil, would I like to play with full, simplified, or easy combat? Again, this is an early 90s game with RPG elements. I trust a game like that to have a reasonable combat system as much as I trust Chuck to talk his way out of that intro. Easy all the way. No shame, no regrets.
I would do the same thing for exactly the same reason, man. Early 90s. Man, the control schemes were not solidified by that point, and some people had very colorful ideas about how you should control your character in a video game.
Okay, we're in a hallway. Whoops. Hello, game player. From time to time, there will be doors behind which there is nothing important. In that case, I will print the message, there is nothing important behind this door, so that you do not need to figure out how to get past the door. Okay, I guess that's the computer talking to me. That's a little weird, but we'll go with it. Nothing important. That one's locked. Nothing important. Nothing important. Nothing important. Oh, a cutscene. Nothing important. Nothing important. Okay, these rooms are pretty nice, but there's nothing in them I can interact with. Aha! Our host! When the metal beast fell from the sky, Deirdre and my servant went to investigate. They were stunned when you emerged from the wreckage. Ah, looks like airplanes are the new hotness here. You will find that this valley is somewhat behind the times, good sir. We have never seen this thing you call an airplane. That brings us to a good point. What year is this? I think our only lead is the plane itself. If there are any aviators in the audience, maybe you can ID Chuck's plane here. I don't know much about planes, so I'm guessing at least the 30s. So, a little bit of culture shock, and here we see the conversation system. As you talk, the game will highlight words which you can bring up to discuss. And in return for saving us, he asks if I can go get a hammer back from his neighbor since he's being a punk about returning it. Sure, I could play Repo Man for a bunch of strangers. This is my kind of game. Before I leave, I find the basement and some coins. Now, this game has a great feature, which is it can magnify items that are of importance. Then you can just drag them into your inventory Legend of Kyrandia style. This is almost necessary, because the vast majority of items you can't interact with. Shelves, boxes, portraits, piano, fireplace, it's all decoration. So yeah, we need this. And off we go to explore the town.
That's a lot of sprites for just decorations. God damn, this game is very pretty.
Huh, seems like the sign with a severed head is our natural first stop. What do you think? Inside.
Well, if you ignore the ugly AI, the ugly UI, of course I meant. Why the fuck is the picture of the protagonist even there? Is that like your status screen, like in Resident Evil? He's gonna like get more, or like in Doom, his picture is gonna get more fucked up the more damage he takes.
We have a Peter Lorre looking bartender.
Wait a minute. I don't remember seeing you in here before. You're not that guy that, came from that thing that fell out of the sky, are you?
Yeah, it's pretty clear that's going to be my new label for life in this town. Anyway, he tells us how much he likes collecting cups.
It's my finest. My pride and joy. I'm just aching to drink from such a fine cup. Of course, I'd never do such a thing unless I had the finest vintage. Only the best for such a fine goblet, eh?
The local barfly hits on me. I think I'll pass. Moving on, I guess I'll check out the house with the skulls on pikes out front. Inside, of course, it's the Urban Spices shop. Hello, Annabelle. My name's Chuck. She tries to sell me some fennel seeds, and I'm conflicted. I mean, I probably will need those, but I can't think of why, and I only have 2 silver. So I think we'll hold off for now. Now, the shop without skulls out front is the general store. He tries to sell me an oil lamp. That sounds way more useful, but again, I want to see what my options are before I start buying. And we're operating on Zelda rules where nobody seems to care if I just walk into the back room and their homes. Let's see what we can find. Well, I find a sick girl who's apparently dying of the madness. At first I thought it was rabies, but I don't think she's been bit. It's just the madness. The mother asked me to
yes.
leave. I think that's probably for the best. Moving along, let's check out this house. There's some more skulls on the shelf. I'm tempted to start another skull counter like in the Black Mirror, but I think I'm gonna get overwhelmed. Aha! I think we may have a clue. You find all kinds of interesting things going through other people's homes. So what would a detective do? Look at how clever I am. All right, money. Yeah, let me just get my fingerprints on the murder weapon here. This must be the hammer the host was talking about. I'm getting the feeling this small favor just turned into a big one. Okay, seriously, game, I don't get any commentary on this? The protagonist just loots him and moves on? I'm not expecting a line for every single little thing, like, look, that's a chair. But this isn't noteworthy enough to get a response? All right.
He's just, yeah, whatever. Fucking look at him in the corner there.
Let's keep going. So what's in this house? These homes feel bigger on the inside. This kid's working that yo-yo like there's no tomorrow. He needs to go outside. You're the man George was talking about. He said you were a monster, but you're just a man. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult explaining what a plane is to these people. Are you sure it isn't a monster? Like the werewolf that attacked Mother? This kid's gonna have a lot to deal with growing up. He wants to see the plane, not now. You're just like Dad. He never lets me do anything. All he wants to do is show me how to make candles. I don't care about candles. I want to see it.
That's the perfect fucking dubbing for this character. Oh my god. Ross is good at like giving voices to those characters. Holy.
Thing that fell out of the sky. Hey, that's enough flip out of you, mister. Now you're going to go back to making candles and you're going to like it. Well, that could have gone better. Let's check the basement. Surprise, it's a candle maker. Are you the Outlander that fell from the sky? Yeah, that title works. I'll take it. I guess I've been called worse. My name's Chuck. Well, he tells us how his wife's dead and hopes his son doesn't get the madness. Death is an ever-present companion in this place. Yeah, that's this guy's whole shtick. Death and candles. Stop. Hammer time. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting conversation. I wonder if we're gonna wipe the blood off first. Nope, we're giving it raw. Fine by me. You found the bloody hammer. Yeah. Salvation, now I'm sure you're the one. If it wasn't you, the hammer would never have been found. Yes, I am the one. I found the hammer. Some call me hero, but I was just doing my job. Ah, okay, so Chuck isn't waltzing through the corpses oblivious to the world around him. He is reacting like a human. I admit, if I was in his shoes, I might just play it off cool, act like everything's normal, and just ride my hammer fame out. I'm not sure screaming they're crazy would be the smart play, but the host gets it. No, Chuck, you're not crazy. Cursed is what we are. Yeah. And you're cursed too. You're trapped here. Okay, well, you represent hope. Hope for us all. You can deliver us from Kieran's evil. Pressure's on, Chuck. I'm out of here, with or without your help. Yeah, just try it, Chuck. No one leaves here alive. You'll either go mad or be slain by monsters. And now he starts rapping about the prophecy, and I'm the one, and he studied it his whole life. Man, I hate prophecies. Is Chuck really prophecy material? I know I was ripping on Conan in another episode, but I can't deny. Conan looks like he's cut out to fulfill some prophecies. This is exactly what you want to see when it comes to prophecies. Or in gaming, BJ Blazkowicz, Duke Nukem, Serious Sam. These are who you want fulfilling your prophecies. Chuck, I don't know. You're gonna need more than a chipper attitude. Oh great, so I'm supposed to fight an elder vampire. You're not Van Helsing, Chuck, but it's the prophecy, right? Wouldn't want to forget that. So let's devote an entire portion of the HUD just to keep track of our prophecy. See, you click on it and it'll automatically mark off when you fulfilled each portion of the prophecy. It's a friggin' prophecy-o-meter. This gets an award. So I got stuck for a little bit, but if you talk to the villagers in the bar a second time, they talk about a farm for you to go check out. So let's do it. Ah, now we have a map. Now this belongs on the HUD. At the farmer actually reacts to you just walking into his house. He says he could have killed you for doing that, but he's too lazy to get up off the couch. He tells you that your plane crashed in his field and implies maybe you should go clean that up. In the back, his lovely wife is chopping up rats for dinner. She talks about how you have to chop them up good, otherwise her husband can choke on the tails. Now, even though this game has RPG elements, there's no hunger meters, so I guess we're done here. From here, wait a minute, what's that? That looks like a refrigerator to me. They have refrigerators, but they've never heard of planes? Well, okay, they're near the mountains. I guess it could just be an icebox. I might be jumping the gun here. On to the crash site. Uh-oh, it has wolves. So, back to the farm. Luckily, there's a pitchfork out in the barn. Yeah, here's how the combat works. You see the HUD, of course. Well, it's been hiding the whole time.
What
you have to
the
equip a weapon
fuck?
in your hand, then you thrust and have a cooldown. This is a lot better than what I was expecting, actually, even if that's not how I would hold a pitchfork. Come get some, wolf. Oh no, dice rolls for my hits. Come on! Ah! Well, I guess that wasn't too bad. Maybe I shouldn't have picked easy after all. I'm honestly kind of shocked that a game from this era proclaiming to be easy is actually easy. Well, really, it's hard as nails if you only use the mouse, but this is playable with the keyboard. Although it's not perfect because sometimes I hit diagonal and nothing happens, other times it works. Anyway, I find some bushes and my plane is gone. Damn. Whoa, what was that? Oh, a tree. Sure, let's talk to the trees. May the Dark One rot for this. I want my body back. You gotta help me, please. The spiders, they're all over me. I can feel them crawling.
Jesus
Chuck has the
fucking
appropriate
Christ.
reaction. So the short version is this guy came to check out the crash. The vampire's minions came, hauled off the plane. That's a lot of minions. Then the vampire himself showed up and turned him into a tree. So let's recap here. Chuck is supposed to stop an elder vampire who can see people coming miles away, can turn into a bat, telekinetically project his will, command animals of the night, has enough minions to haul a freaking plane away, and apparently is also a sorcerer that can turn people into trees. You know, every vampire story has its own rules, so I'm glad to see this one isn't watering down the power of an elder vampire. If anything, this is even above average. You may think you're big man on campus now that you have a picture.
Yeah, usually vampires aren't also like fucking sorcerers, you know?
Pitchfork, Chuck, but you really have your work cut out for you. I don't know what this guy expects me to do. Let's make like a tree and get out of here. Unfortunately, I really don't know what to do. This is my limit on figuring things out on my own. So no regrets about turning to a walkthrough online. That's an upside of not playing this in 93. I have found no apparent advantages to killing creatures rather than avoiding them. Okay, so I feel even more dumb for playing on easy, but I couldn't have known that. I mean, in how many RPGs does it pay off to avoid enemies? So the walkthrough says I needed that oil lamp. I knew it. So let's go back and get it. Wait, what? I can't buy it anymore? I only have one chance? See, here it is earlier. Now it's gone. No. Something I haven't needed until now, the game doesn't just highlight words you can talk about, it expects you to type them in, too. One of those. And it gets worse. I was at least told about the lamp. Apparently some words you don't even get told. You have to guess. I have so little tolerance for this crap. I don't miss this one bit. See, I also have to ask the host for a pipe. How would I know that? Maybe I missed a clue, but that feels like a shot in the dark to me. All right, so we have the lamp, we have a match, we put one in each hand, then light it. Then we throw it at the tree? Are we going to smoke the spiders out or something? Seems like that could hurt him. All right, well, I'm not one to question the walkthrough. Here we go. Wait, what are you doing? I'm gonna burn! Please don't do this! I'm gonna burn! No! Oh, wow, this is dark, guys. I hope you're proud of yourself, Chuck. I'm not saying I had a better answer to the situation, but damn. From here, we need to get in the habit of going back to the tavern because the villagers will gossip about what you need to do next. Well, that's the monastery, so let's head over there as it's opened up on our map. Here, there's a priest who sells holy water. Also, he's apparently surrounded by his invisible brotherhood. Some of the brothers are here right now. Can't you see them? They see you. Isn't that right, Brother Leon? Why, yes, I see him right now. If we go in the basement, there's some cursed monk who can't stop writing because of a cursed quill. But he can't talk about the quill. So if we ask him for the quill, that breaks the curse, and now he can talk because he's no longer cursed. You know what? Forget it. This whole subquest logic is just pissing me off. And that's it for the monastery, so back to town. Seems talk of the town is now the gypsies, so let's go see the gypsies. I like how chill the music is here. Speaking of the music, okay, here's the deal. Most of the music conveys a pretty good tone and
That shit looks like the beginning of Diablo 2. With like the caravan camp.
is quite fitting. But you're listening to the ad-lib version. But this is actually excellent for the ad-lib. Ad-lib music always sounds so cheap. Wah 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 wah. I always felt like it could have been better, even back then. I mean, compare ad-lib to almost anything on the Super Nintendo and the defense rests. But this game also supported the mythical Roland MT32, which was about as good as it got back then. And hey, wouldn't you know it? That sounds way better. Now, modern software does support MT32 emulation, but my understanding is it's just not there. It can't emulate it properly.
Yo! That... That sounds so crisp for fucking, what was it, 93? Holy shit!
It can't emulate it properly.
God damn, that's good. That's crazy. Yeah, this is more what I would expect from a game back then, you know.
It reminds me of this picture I saw showing an enhancement mod. Some things are better, some things aren't. The MT32 is the best way to experience old game music, but something about it is apparently impossible by modern science to recreate. Somebody needs to go out there and record all the music from games that used it before it's too late. Even this guy only got 3 or 4 tracks recorded, then gave up. Hurry! Anyway, here's where we start hitting full-on RPG mode because we get nothing but loose ends for rapidly multiplying quests. One gypsy will read my fortune and it's kind of a ripoff. All she says is I'll be holding a hammer and raising my arm up and down. Oh yeah, that helps. Another gypsy will make a potion to cure the madness. Yeah, you remember the madness, right? But look at all this crap she needs. A wide-bellied jar with a face painted on it. Okay, now I know she's screwing with me, but I'm the outsider, so it's not like I can call her bluff. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. And this guy needs a piece of wood to make a flute, and God knows why we need a flute. Yeah, this is an RPG, all right. But it's also an adventure game, because of course we know to ask this gypsy about Edward. So she gives us a package with a key. Still no regrets about using the walkthrough, guys. So I guess from here it's off to Edward's house. He was that dude that didn't return the hammer and got mauled. And wouldn't you know it, he has a secret entrance to the catacombs inside his basement. That might explain the cracks in the wall here. The foundation itself may have issues, and I'm guessing catacombs could do that. I have no idea about Romania, but in Florida, sinkholes will swallow up houses like they're nothing. I've always had a certain fascination seeing so much time and resources put into a home, only to have the earth say, we're just gonna eat you now. Inside the catacombs, there's a bunch of bats, but we can just run away. I'm so glad I know that. Now this is a maze, but the game graciously auto-maps it as you go. And you don't see this every day, it gives you a hotkey to print it as you go also. This game might have been made before the industry started adding planned obsolescence to printers, so this isn't quite as frivolous as it seems. It's really not that hard a maze, actually. Maybe they'll throw their full weight at me later. We exit through the catacombs and whoa, jackpot! We're in the wine cellar of our gracious host. I have mixed feelings here. On one hand, I don't like stealing from the guy who rescued me from certain vampire doom. But on the other hand, he won't shut up about his prophecy, so let's run with that. Yeah, does the prophecy say how a stranger will loot your savings and run off with your daughter? Did they forget that part? Well, we steal his wine too. Then if we head over to the tavern, the barkeep immediately recognizes the wine, can't believe the owner parted with it, and proposes a toast so we can drink it immediately. Chuck says hell yeah, so we get a cutscene while he breaks out his fancy gold goblet. Chuck then explains that because he handed the gold goblet to him, it now belongs to him. This majorly pisses off the bartender, so we decide to leave. But it's okay, Chuck promises
What the fuck?
he'll bring it back. Okay.
Bro just stole from him.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention how the priest will resurrect people from the dead. He just needs their ashes, and he needs...
I mean, that's what every, like, Catholic priest can do. They just don't because it's against, you know, the teachings. But, yeah, everybody got that unlocked in their skill tree once they become a priest, you know? Comes with the job.
Life back as it went missing. Well, guess what we have now? That's right, this is the Cup of Life. Oh, and he also charges 3 silver pieces for the service. That's about $60 in today's prices, though I've heard silver is currently undervalued due to market manipulation by JP Morgan. Either way, that's a great price for a resurrection. I've seen other games charge way more than that. This is a bargain no matter how you slice it. Divine deeds done dirt cheap. And that also means there was a purpose to Chuck torching that tree man. So let's get this show on the road and bring it back to life. Looks good to me. Actually, he kind of looks like the unstable mutation guy from Magic the Gathering. Close enough. Oh, and the priest points out that this is a quality resurrection with his soul intact, not your everyday necromancy. So you should consider that before you compare his prices to other games. Our Revenant's pretty pissed, though. Apparently being burned to death is awful. Yeah, I bet it is. We ask him where our plane is. At first he holds out, but then he tells us it's in the swamp. May the dark...
I guess the neighbor's just making noise or something.
One take your soul. How's that for gratitude? We should have just threatened to turn him into a tree again. I bet that would shut him up. This is one of those situations where nobody's really in the right here. And speaking of which, we head out but leave the magic goblet I borrowed with the priest. Smooth, Chuck. Especially since you promised you would bring it back. I don't even tell him the priest has it. I just leave. You know, I had a friend who acted a lot like Chuck is right now. So let's check out the swamp. Yeah, our plane's done. We're not going to be flying out of here. It's littered with useful stuff, though. A machete, revolver...
They fucking moved his plane only to throw it into the swamp? What? Why? What's the logic in there?
Rope,
what the fuck?
A lighter, a second backpack. I'm glad I have all this, but I'm slowly having an inventory crisis. I'm filled with crap that I don't know if I need, but I have smaller containers I can stuff more things into. But only smaller items? Or rather, it depends. But on top of that, I have a weight limit. So this might turn ugly later. Plus, I don't know if I drop things if they'll be there when I come back. In Diablo, you can drop money, and if you come back later, it will always be there. Not in Diablo 2. If it's not in storage, it's gone. I don't want to drop an essential item that have it be purged from memory half an hour later. Maybe that can't happen in this game? I don't know. This is a 90s RPG. It is so not safe for me to assume that.
Yep.
And now
the rules never work in your favor in those old games.
The Tavern Keep does not pull a shotgun on me from under the counter. So I'm free to do whatever it seems. Plus, now we have a gun. Well, the villagers drop that there's another village. Oh-ho! Yep, there it is. It's called the Other Village. Excellent. Well, in this village, the music isn't as good, and here we find the reason quest logs were invented. First, we have the silversmith, and business is booming. Silver is used against the undead, so people can't get enough of the stuff. But uh-oh, watch out. The walkthrough says do not talk to him about crafting a small sword from silver. It sounds like that'll leave you broke and you won't be able to complete the game because you need to buy other things first. So yeah, one of those games again. We talked to some old lady about herbs, and her son, who's the local historian, will tell you everything you ever wanted to know about the lore. He knows the history of the buildings. He knows the family tree of the vampire lord. He had 6 brothers, like Alexander, who had his head cut off in a duel. Fyodor, found in a dark alley with his skull split open. Nathan, shredded during a hunting accident. You get the idea. But if that's not enough lore for you, the manual has a 32-page prequel about the grumpy vampire's origin. It also has what looks like copy protection to me, but I think this copy has been pre-cracked. Next up is the Magistrate, but first, look at that. You see that? Yeah, that fountain has an animation. This is exactly what I was talking about in the cave world. This game gets it, but yeah, this guy is your classic ruler. He's been appointed by the Vampire Lord to govern this region. The law is anything that doesn't please him or his master. Simple enough. Also, hey, want to earn some money? Go kill this werewolf that keeps killing the villagers. You got this, kid. Yeah, you can't kill him with conventional weapons, but you'll figure something out. Also, I had some guy hung for killing Edward, but word is it was the wrong guy. I don't know. Yeah, it's like the game says, he had to hang someone. So Chuck freaks out about this, so the magistrate's like, yeah, fine, tough guy. Bring me some evidence showing who did it and I'll hang somebody else, alright? Jeez, get off my back already. Yeah, remember the laws, Chuck. So moving on, we have another house with skulls out front, so whoever lives here must be good people. Yep, it's the Gravedigger, who sort of looks like my uncle, and he's getting annoyed the dead just keep getting up out of their graves. I can understand that. It's like watching all your work being undone. He also drops some hints like, hey, maybe he can dig Chuck's grave. Wink, wink. Chuck doesn't seem to think so. That's what they all say, my friend. That's what they all say. Yeah, this guy's seasoned. He's seen it all before. Oh well, time to steal from him, I guess. We have a shirt, a bottle of wine. I thought these were pills, but it's a strength potion. Close enough. The digger blocks this door up front, however, and Chuck doesn't press the matter. Chuck is the friendliest home invader I've seen. The Gravedigger does have a werewolfy beard going on, so it will be interesting to see if we have to come back here later to kill him. On the way out, we also steal his shovel and parsley in his garden, you know, as a memento. The Gravedigger recommended we stop by the cemetery to check out his handiwork. Sounds like a plan. We're immediately mobbed by skeletons, though it's really not that bad because it actually is easy. I still can't believe it. Although my machete does not work on the skeletons, only the mace does. So this is one of those games where you have to have the right weapon for the job.
Yeah, gotta have that blunt damage.
Which might be a problem later with this inventory, but whatever. And this music is really annoying. Yeah, that's better. Some demon is blocking entrance to the mausoleum because the master says we may not pass. Okay. We also got a tip about a witch down at the crossroads from the historian, so let's pay her a visit. Oh, but whoops, some dead guy is talking to us. Apparently, this was the fall guy for Edward's murder. So this is who the magistrate was talking about. Well, he can't pass on because of a spell or something, so he's chatting up everybody who comes by here instead. He also says not to trust the witch. She'll betray you, cook you in her pot, blah blah. And please find out who really murdered me, otherwise I'm going to be stuck like this. Okay, well, let's see what the witch has to say about all this. Well, she's quite friendly actually, except she's having a feud with the dead guy because he has some key to a crypt where one of her ancestors was wrongfully killed, and she needs to set him at peace, but she needs some ivory horn so she can carve magic engravings on it, so you can summon the dead ferryman to take you across the lake to find the book so her grandfather's spirit
God,
gets...
this is
Okay,
a lot.
Whoa. Everybody slow down here. How many open quests do I have at this point? 10? It's like nobody ever did anything helpful in this town until I came along. Yeah, better pick up the pace, Chuck. Your prophecy meter isn't moving very fast. Well, we return to Village, and whoops, looks like the minstrel got murdered by the werewolf while you were out. Yeah, I skipped over him. He was just some guy playing a violin, and now he's dead. That's the short and long of it. The townsfolk can't believe it. It literally happened at this inn, and the werewolf came in through the window? Oh my god! The tavern keep tells everybody to pipe down. He'll take care of it. Just give him a minute. You think this is the first time he's had to deal with somebody being murdered?
Hold on a second. I gotta check some things in the background real quick. Yeah, everything looks fine. Let's just keep going.
Here? Jeez. Well, that's your cue, Chuck. Go and get first pickings at the crime scene. Yep, he's dead all right. Well, finders keepers. I guess we're supposed to investigate this. Hey, everything okay in here? Getting ready for bed, huh? I've done that before. Well, this guy has a crazy face. He's a good suspect. He tells me about a guy named Crazy Frank on the edge of the woods who he got in a fight with. The old hermit punched him so hard he knocked out his tooth, but he bashed him even harder and knocked out 3. Score. Then he tried to give them to the gypsies to make a voodoo doll out of them, but they refused. So he's offering to sell me the teeth instead because of the sentimental value. Sold. Sounds like a deal to me. Well, I guess we better go and visit Crazy Frank at the edge of town. He screams a lot of nonsense and wants us to leave. I guess I should have seen this coming. The music here is awesome, though. Seriously, we need to get the MT-32 on this, guys. Frank wasn't nice to me, so I guess now we head back to the gypsies and ask about that voodoo doll. I'm not sure why we're doing this. I'm also not sure why we're asking Romanian gypsies about voodoo. Chuck smooths things over and says it's cool, he's not going to kill Frank with it, he just wants to scare him. Yeah, that sounds like a foolproof plan there, Chuck. She wants me to promise I won't use it to hurt him. No, I can't do that. I set a tree man on fire, remember? Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because she needs a list of more ingredients. This is getting out of control. I've got to close these quests. So let's do that. By now, I've wandered the countryside enough to find most of the ingredients for the healing potion, but I still need a lock of that kid's hair. I don't think Mom is going to be cool with me asking for that, so I ask Yo-Yo Kid for help instead. Dad says it's the Pale Prince's evil soul reaching and touching his children, the people in the valley. Dad says we're all forsaken, lost to the rest of the world. I like how this just rolls off his tongue. I cannot imagine what this kid is going to be like as an adult. Anyway, he just so happens to have a lock of her hair, so let's do it. Yeah, mix it up. There you go. All right, lady, here's the potion for the kid. Get her to drink it already. Damn it, don't argue with me. Just drink it. There, all better. She's happy and, I don't know if that cured her of the madness. That face does not inspire... Yeah, she would never stab anyone. Well, Mom's happy, so we'll take it. Boom. What's next? Solve the murder. Well, we find evidence the gravedigger was at the crime scene in his apartment. But that's not quite enough to satisfy the magistrate. But wait a minute. He was growing parsley in his backyard. And according to the local herbology expert, it's an evil plant. Its roots grow all the way down to hell itself, and only murderers grow parsley. Well, that's it. We've got him dead to rights now. I informed the magistrate, and it's hanging time. Well, we don't get to see the hanging, but if we head back to the crossroads, the ghost thanks us and gives us stuff. I like how they just cut him down and left him there right next to the new hanging. Oh, and the girl's dad's ghost also thanks us and gives us stuff. Sort of. I mean, we have to help ourselves, but, you know. And now that we're back in the cemetery, I found a book to get rid of this demon ghost thing. All right, first we need to use the ribbon on the bell. Check. Then we need to light a candle. Check. But wait, what do we do with the candle? We can't keep holding it. Okay, back to the inventory, I guess? Because now we need both hands to use the spike on the bell with the ribbon. It didn't work. What's going on? Does the candle need to be on the ground? Damn it, I hate summoning rituals. Banishing rituals. This crap always happens to me. What's going on? Oh, it has to be a blessed candle. Okay, back to town to buy another candle, then head to the priest to get it blessed. Now, back to the ribbon and the bell, light the blessed candle, now do the bell with the spike. Damn it, it's still not working. I hate rituals. Oh, wait, let's put the candle back in my backpack. Yes, that did it. That was almost worth it. But what's the walkthrough say? Do not enter the mausoleum. Don't do it, Chuck. Why would you want to enter after clearing an opening? No, where we want to go next is the middle of the forest. Well, here's the forest. On the way in, we meet a friendly lumberjack warning us we're gonna die.
Man.
Off we go. Yeah, it's pretty bad. There are blob things trying to kill me, wolves trying to kill me, these damn will-o-wisp things that want a piece of me, and of course, none of my weapons work on them, except the wolves. I find that damn horn the witch wanted, and oh, hello, Banshee. Whoops. Rip. An outsider who failed to pierce the veil of darkness. Wah! Okay, so we shouldn't do that again. What we should have done is wear the talisman that was bought from the historian earlier. So this time, well, oh god, a ghost hit me and I've aged 40 years. That sucks. That sucks so hard. I can't walk as fast now either, and I'm sure my damage has gone down. I ran away, but I am crawling now. Gah! I can't outrun these wisps. Oh, I've been weakened on top of being aged. Yeah, look at the bags under his eyes now. Well, the Banshee doesn't bother me anymore, but this is so bad. I can't just walk this one off. What does the guide say about this? Read the Book of Temporal Incantation. I don't have a Book of Temporal Incantation. I haven't seen anything like that the entire game. Well, we're gonna have to use our own home-brewed anti-aging spell. It's called Loading Your Game. We'll skip ahead here. All you're missing is more pain. So we get out of the forest, drop off the horn for the witch, she scribbles her whatever into it, and now it's off to the lake. Oh my god, more will-o-wisps! Weakened! They're mobbing me! I can't do this! My weapons still don't do anything! So it looks like I have to go back to the forest, pick up this branch here, bring it to the carving guy, and he makes a badass enchanted staff for me instead of a flute. And it doesn't even charge me because he's a bro. And now it's back to the lake. They weaken me again, but at least now I can fight back. Plus, I'm not aged again. Though, in fairness, going out and bashing forest spirits with my stick is the sort of thing I could see doing in my old age. Thankfully, we just have to take some herbs to cure weakness. That's way better. Time to blow the horn. Hark! It's the call of Adlib. The ferryman appears to take us across, though this honestly feels uncomfortable since he only has one arm. You should be rowing him, Chuck. Oh my god, it's more will-o-wisp! Get away! No! Well, that was bad. But now it's time for the real pain. The hedge
Oh
maze.
my fucking god.
It's exactly what you think. Except not only do we need to find our way through the maze, oh no, we also need 6 cloves of garlic sprinkled throughout the maze, and there are these snake things all over the place, and they poison you. These remind me a lot of the snake things from Path of Exile. That game has a hedge maze too. But unlike Path of Exile, only one weapon works on them. I only figure out later that the pitchfork doesn't work. I don't know what to say here other than this is just awful. I really associate
So
stuff
which
like this with a
weapon
lot of old
actually
games.
works on them
They'll have all
though?
this
What the
cool
hell?
stuff going for them, and it's obvious
The
a lot of
machete?
effort went into them. But then you have stuff like this that just makes you walk back all the good impressions you had until you don't know what to think. Even with the
True,
automat,
very
it's just
true.
a slog because we have to be thorough and find all the damn garlic and manage our inventory. And remember, this is all because I loaded my game so I'm not cursed. Can you imagine doing all this as old man Chuck? I can't. Well, it ends. Eventually. Yeah, look at my backpack. It's about ready to explode. I'm just gonna have to dump some things and hope I don't need them. Past the hedge maze is a mansion with a magnificently aggressive looking British aristocrat. He can't believe I got past the hedge maze. Me neither. He has a holy relic that will glow when it's close to a vampire's coffin that he'll trade me for some cigarettes. Yeah, I guess that's a trade we're gonna be making. He says I'm welcome to stay here, but please don't steal anything. I wonder what that means. Anyway, in the back, he has a copy of that Temporal Incantations book. We're gonna need that. And up in the attic, he has a fancy rapier. That could be useful too, so this visit's a pretty good haul. Well, we're getting closer to the Vampire Lord himself, but we still have some loose ends to tie up. First, we can finally afford a silver shopping spree. So we get that silver sword along with silver bullets. Though you have to know to ask about the bullets because this is 1993. Next, we check in with our host only to find out he's been keeping his zombie son in the attic or something like that. Also, Deirdre got kidnapped by the Vampire Lord while you were out. Whoops. Well, let's take care of that zombie. Aha! I am kind of wishing the game had sound effects here. Supposedly it does, but I couldn't get them to work. See? Look. Sound Blaster's not good enough, apparently. It's good enough for most DOS games. But remember that werewolf? About that. All I have to go on is the walkthrough and what I'm seeing in the game. So maybe I'm missing something, but I think the only way to determine who the werewolf is to manually accuse every single character in the game of being the werewolf. This reminds me of a comic I saw about the law of averages. This is exactly the game we're playing here. Though hey, if Chuck wants to shake his nickname as the one who fell from the sky, this is how you do it. Keep this up and people will be calling you that crazy werewolf guy in no time. Well, it's the farmer's wife. Da da da. Oh damn, here we go. Yeah, get that
That's
gun ready, Chuck.
very
Blam,
random.
blam,
What the fuck?
Blam. Well, that's done. I guess we should exit out the back. Continuing to wrap things up, we drop off everything for our voodoo doll so we can go scare Crazy Frank. It works! Crazy Frank is scared. He tells us about a cave where a bunch of vampire ladies tried to kill him. We go there and this sucks because even though I have a silver sword that's been blessed by the priest, that still does no damage to them. The only thing that works is holy water. Except this isn't Castlevania. I have maybe 2 or 3 of those and they cost 1 silver each. There's a lot more vampire ladies than that. Go away! But deep in the cave, we find the book. This book is a big deal. Remember that prequel in the manual? It was about how Karen became an evil vampire because of this book right here. It's all chained up though so Karen doesn't have to share its power. This pisses off the book so hard, and he needs me to free him. Or it. The book tells me Karen is not as intelligent as he thinks he is, and that the key's going to be right next to his coffin for sure. Then the book gives me a pep talk telling me he would kill me if he didn't need me, and as soon as we finish, I become cursed and get Doom Guy invincibility eyes. But unlike Doom Guy, I am not invincible. I'm just cursed and people won't talk to me now. Yeah, I can see that. So it's off to Karen's Fortress. Bum, bum, bum. And here we have some Super Ghouls and Ghost
Nice,
Death music.
Nice new avatar that I'm kinda in the way of. Yeah, I didn't realize I was in the way of this inventory, But yeah, that's what I mean, like this whole ass picture there. So I guess it's there to show you the status effects that are afflicting you, but you can also check them in a menu. I don't know, this fucking UI is pretty bad in my opinion.
I approve. I didn't even know AdLib could sound this good. Well, his fortress is sufficiently imposing, and we need to find his coffin. Our magic crucifix comes in handy for detecting secret entrances, and we make our way there. Here we find Deirdre, and she's like, oh my god, help me. I can't believe my dad just gave me to the vampires. Don't trust him. He made a deal with them. Well, to be fair, I'm not sure her dad had a lot of options, unless he felt like being turned into a tree. So we get the key, but we also get a book to dispel evil, volume 3. I like how there's no 1 or 2, we're just jumping straight to 3. It's like the game knows we're gonna need the maximum dismissal of evil here, so let's not screw around with the starter books. This frees us of our curse, but there's not much point, since we have to go back and talk to the book again, since he has the down low on how to kill Cairn. I mean, it. So back to the book, we unlock it, and now it's free to, I don't know, ruin the world again? And it lets us know Cairn's true name, which will weaken him. Wait, I thought that was only a big deal for demons. Vampires don't care if you know their name. Well, whatever. His name is Benblod. Huh. Alright. Actually, the walkthrough says it's randomly selected each playthrough, so this is what we get. And now, it's time for the final confrontation. Except, wait a minute. What about the mausoleum? Well, now we go in. And it's not the hedge maze or the forest, but it's not fun either. Just a bunch of skeletons and zombies in large rooms. At the end of it are a bunch of statues, and I'm not sure what's going on here, but it looks like it's the rest of Cairn's family with their souls tied to these somehow. They all hate him, that much is clear. Well, all the crap we've been collecting in our inventory belong to them, and by handing it over, they lift a curse or something until Cairn's dad brings down the thunder. Boom! Blows a hole in the wall and says there is a box that contains all the sunlight Cairn has trapped, and this is why the valley is always dark. Ah, okay. I didn't realize sun literally never shines here, so we have a dark city thing going on. Except this box has all the missing sunlight. That could be useful, assuming it hasn't gone nuclear. Although if we're gonna be real here, if there was no sun, this grass would not be green. It'd be pale white or something. So we're almost ready. But we need the herbologist to make a necklace out of garlic cloves, bring along a mushroom, holy water, bless everything, the works. So this is it, the final encounter. First things first, we nail his coffin shut. Because the Lord says Cairn will be invincible if he can return to his coffin. I didn't need a fortune teller to know that this was a
standard
good
vampire
idea.
thing.
Next, we ascend the tower to face off with them. And this time, we don't have to be afraid of aging 40 years if we take a wrong turn. We just have to read. And this is it. Beyond these stairs is Cairn himself. Now, the walkthrough has an elaborate description of what to do here. I literally had to stop what I was doing and study it. But what the hell? Let's just try and face him head on, see what happens. Here we go. Hello.
Look into my eyes and embrace the gaze. You cannot resist. Ha ha ha! Much better now that you are my slave. Don't move. I have a surprise for you.
So Cairn just straight up pimp slaps you to death. Why bother with anything more when you're a vampire?
True.
Okay, now let's do this right. This is tricky. First, we need the holy water and the mushroom. Then, put the garlic necklace on. And make sure the sunbox is in the inventory. Now we eat the mushroom, which makes us blind. Then stumble up the steps. Hello? Okay, I'm still blind. How is this gonna work? Just click more things? Hello? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, gaze on me now.
No! How can you resist? It's not possible!
Okay, so he comes for me before I can react, but boom! The garlic holds him back. They have their back and forth. Okay, now throw the holy water, even though it doesn't get an icon. Yes, it burns. Yeah, it better. Okay, now the sun box. Do I put it on the ground? No, I have to equip it. Hurry! Go, go! Kaboom! Yeah, he'll be feeling that one.
Damn.
Jeez, he's still
Fucking
not down.
blasted him
oh damn, his
with
name.
Kamehameha.
What's his name?
Kamehameha.
Burnbloth or something? I need to know it exactly. Yeah, maybe you remember it, but you heard it 5 minutes ago. It's been longer in-game for me. Hold on, I need to go look at the captured footage. Be right back. Ben Blood. How do you like them apples? Yes, he can feel himself weaken. And he's aware the book has betrayed him. Is he going down yet? Okay, he gives us more taunts than escapes to his coffin as a bat. Well, let's head back down to the coffin. All right, here we are. Can we finish him? Hell yes, cutscene. That's right, Chuck. You know what you're doing.
I thought he's gonna fucking smack him with a
perfect.
chair, WWE style.
Oh, hell yes. He's gonna cut his head off. Chuck knows how to do this. What did I say? How every vampire story has different rules? Well, cutting off the head is the one thing that almost always holds true. That covers 99% of any vampire problems you'll ever run into. And Deirdre's free. The end. They set out on the Black Sea, looking to the future ahead. Then they kiss, and this becomes quite awkward because the deckhands keep on working while they're frozen in time. And the text is scrolling faster than it probably should. This might be an emulation glitch. And that is Veil of Darkness. Okay, awards time. Yeah, that prophecy meter is still dumb, so second award. Diablo Protoplasm. I'm sure there are more influences than this, but the confrontation of all manner of evil, the sort of real-time combat, even parts of the caves and the catacombs were giving me kind of a Diablo
Yeah,
vibe.
like I said,
the inventory system was probably
that fucking gypsy camp or whatever really looked like the caravan from beginning of Diablo
an
2.
inspiration for the Herodric Cube in Diablo 2. I'm not a game historian, so I don't know the origins of all this stuff, but it's obvious there's some DNA overlap from this game to Diablo. Really, this game is about the best you can hope for an old game that's a little off the beaten path. By modern standards, it has such enormous gameplay problems and endless dead ends that no one who values their well-being should really be playing this. But it was more Wild West with game design back then, and there's so much other quality content here that you can see why this game's also endured. Really, this is a prime game for a reimagining. Give it a full open world RPG style with some modern game design and you would have a real winner. The Valley certainly sparked my imagination, and I'd love to see it fully fleshed out on the ground level. And the final award, Best Elder Vampire. Good God, there was no bullshit when it came to this vampire. I've seen so many vampire stories where they build up his power only to walk it back later to make him vulnerable somehow so the hero can defeat him, and it just feels unsatisfying. Not here. This vampire lord lived up to all the stereotypes, and Chuck was no Blade. He was just some guy, and yet the game made Cairn's defeat feel legit. This vampire had every trick in the book at his disposal, and it took every trick in the book to bring him down. In the comic/movie 30 Days of Night, this guy gets turned into a vampire, and in, I don't know, 10 minutes, something like that, he takes the head elder vampire down in a 1v1 fight? I hate crap like that. Vampirism only gets better with age. If you make a villain seemingly unstoppable, you have to be clever about how you take them down. And not just hit some switch and all of a sudden they're defeated by something that shouldn't defeat them. Or like an Avatar, where the natives shoot arrows at space-age gunships and they just bounce off because they're reinforced bulletproof glass. Then later in the movie, they do the exact same thing while riding a giant bird, and now it works because we can't write. Point is, we didn't get a hint of that in Veil of Darkness. That's refreshing to see. This is honestly one of the better portrayals I've seen of vampires. Almost everything bad could be tied back to a vampire ruining everything. The wrongfully hung guy was killed because of a lazy magistrate appointed by a vampire. The werewolf killed people because Karen let other werewolves run free and she must have gotten infected from them. The girl caught the madness from a vampire. Half the people in the village have to redeem their ancestors because of a vampire. So many problems in society can be traced back to vampires, and this game really nails that. I guess that evil book...
I think that stance is very vampirophobic, to be honest. We need more open-mindedness towards practitioners of vampiric arts. This is clearly the church propaganda.
A vampire is a huge loose end though, huh? Well, that's the episode. Hope you have a happy Halloween, and some of you stay tuned for the adult Halloween after party episode coming up next.
And that's everything, it seems.
I'll bring it back after I'm
Oh
done
yeah,
with it. I
he didn't.
promise.
Lamau. Oh, the early RPGs were fucking weird, man. But this also looked really cool. Like, I love the art style. And like Ross said, some of that stuff in there like really smelled of that Diablo. Like some parts of Diablo were influenced by this, rather, what I meant to say. And yeah, that's everything. Thank you very much for watching. For people watching this later on YouTube, of course. And that's gonna be the stream too, I think. Because I'm quickly running out of time, and I have some other stuff to do today. So I suppose maybe I will play some Mechanicus tomorrow in a completely separate stream. And then like back to reactions probably next week, or I don't know. Actually, I will like schedule a stream when I have a little bit more of a free time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and joining me on the stream. It's been a real pleasure, like always, like doing this with you guys in the chat. Really makes the experience that much more interesting, and you know, the banter is just some good time. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully I brought some entertainment for you today, and I will see you as always